Because
And we are
haven't
live.
started.
Hey!
We're just pre-streaming today. No actual stream.
That's all.
Alright. Welcome to episode 60 for real this time of our main campaign. If you're new around here, Sleepless Nights, we're a D&D actual play Twitch stream and podcast that you can catch live on Twitch on Wednesday nights at 7:35 p.m. EST. If you can't catch us live, we post our VODs to YouTube on Sundays and upload our podcast on Tuesdays. That's all I got, I think. Evan, you're missing a session at some point. That's not next week, right?
That is next week.
Okay. I thought there was something I was missing. So no episode next week.
If you want an autograph, you can meet me in Nashville, okay?
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, if you that what he said.
Can you
all right.
email us?
Let's play or whatever.
Oh wow!
Hey.
Oh man!
We just come back to us talking shit about
We
Gordon
honestly
Segue.
should just-
I didn't turn it on
we
until
should
after
just
that
end
conversation
this
ended.
stream, VOD and restart because it's a
Oh
fucking
my
disaster.
god.
We can.
Well, we're here. Nope. We're
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, we're into it. This is it.
Just don't talk to me anymore.
Woo.
One take.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
Now I'm all in my head about these recaps, and I'm gonna. You fucked me up, man. Oh man.
Make it
Okay.
snappy.
Yeah. Now I'm this whole fucking shit.
This
All
is a
right.
mess.
That's
Liam,
that's
don't.
the last
Yeah, no, I know,
that's the
that's-
last time
yeah,
you're
that's-
doing that.
Oh god.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mac, have fun editing. We continued our session. As you guys found yourselves still in the desert just outside of Nimpeth. I should say a few days' walk outside of Nimpeth. After defeating some dragon-like creatures. In which after defeating them you were congratulated by a dragon-born female who wore nothing but tattered rags. Seemed to be blind. After congratulating you, she offered you some help. In exchange for some help, mentioning that she would be able to guide you to somewhere sheltered through the desert to avoid traps of slavers and other monstrosities that now call this desert home. There was a brief hesitation by the party on whether or not you should even accept this creature's aid. Kind of thinking that Calder would be able to lead you to the city without her. Though, when she told you her cause and why she was requesting your aid, you second-guessed it and decided to help her. She mentioned there was a mine nearby that a bunch of slaves were being taken to, and they have been for some time, and her idea was to stop it. She told you it housed some friends and some allies of hers. You all hating slavers as much as you do, agreed why not help this poor dragonborn in exchange for maybe some help getting to your next destination. Following her through the desert for some time, you eventually reached a rocky outcropping where you had seen where this cave had been dug. This mine had been dug. Getting there quickly before these slavers arrived, it gave you an opportunity to set up, some of you going on top of a large overhang, while the others went down and investigated the mine itself and the area that these slavers were going to bring in their prisoners. Some things were discovered. Some of the barrels contained mining equipment. One of them contained obsidian, gravelly remnants of the black rock. Nothing explosive, though our wizard was really hoping something was going to go boom, but unfortunately, There was nothing to go boom. You set yourselves up for an ambush. And as you waited, Yorns was sent out to scout, and he eventually came back with word that they were on their way. And as they crest the sunset, you noticed that there was about 15 to 20 in this caravan. In a large cage being led by two what looked like crabs, large crustaceans. Two riders were pulling the carriage that the caravan was following. Until it eventually they were unhitched and two men picked up the slack where the large sand crabs left off as the sand crabs headed back in the direction that they had come from. Slowly but surely, the caravan crept up, and you sprung your attack. These slavers, standing no chance to the might of your party, quickly falling, even Calder without his powers, able to slay a few. Some fell easier than others. Others seemed to battle with more ferocity. God damn you guys.
I did not mean to start that.
Crab people. See, I think it went into my head. During the fight, some of the prisoners inside of the cage, well, I guess one in particular, started a ruckus. As Teddy, handed her ally Azag a knife. It was actually a short sword. And this little goblin fellow began attacking the other prisoners and killing them one by one in the cage before Eggval intervened. After the fighting was over, you captured one of the slavers and began to reason with Shemted and Azag why the hell they were murdering the other prisoners within the cage. They told you that these prisoners were their prisoners by right, and that they were traitors to the cause of freedom. And that they had caused many people to be either put to death or cast into slavery. They promised you, if you let them take them alive, you would find these two prisoners that remained alive in the Scorched Claw town, not too far off, in a northern direction in the sand. It was then your party were interrupted by an unexpected visitor. Indira Bakshi, one that had not been seen since your battle in the Vault of Erebar, arrived and requested aid from one of our party members. A father-like figure to all of you was a father-like figure to one before all of you, Isaiah. She requested his aid in constructing something. A way to contain these gems that you now seek that were told by Kate Snow that they contain the soul of the god of chaos. Indy, stealing one of these gems, apparently from Ormentar, and fleeing, seemed to be searching for your party and Isaiah for some time. It was hard for him to refuse, as this was his main goal all along, to rekindle his relationship with her, and he took the opportunity. Finally, time for the old tinkerer to put down the sword and pick up the hammer. The goodbyes were sad, but I think warranted. And I don't think anybody in this party saw a reason to deny Isaiah his leave. Curiously, he also had to depart with one of his most trusted allies, the metal orangutan he calls Ook. Was left behind with your party just before he left, removing a soul gem. Well, I shouldn't say a soul gem, a gem from inside of his chest, splitting it in half and handing half of it to Isaiah, while placing the other half back inside his chest. You said your final goodbyes, and Isaiah stepped through a flaming portal, hoping to reconvene with all of you when the time is right. Things would finally come to an end. One other piece of order before we continue our adventure tonight. There was one prisoner, the one that you would capture, Isaiah set free. It was quickly tracked down and found dead, laying face first in the sand. And when you rolled him over, an emblazoned symbol of the 5 blades scorched into his head, before it faded. Forgotten few. One party member down. What do the rest of you want to do?
It's late now, right? Like evening?
It is dark. You waited until sunset, and through the battle, it eventually got dark. Very dark.
I think Dornan kind of, because he'd still be kind of offset from everybody. He'd kind of put the new box he was given away, and to kind of get his mind off of losing Isaiah, start to kind of wander around and start investigating the bodies, maybe looking for anything of value.
The investigation check.
Oh, I'm so good at that, and I'm at disadvantage. That's an 8.
Other than all of their similar garb, the dark red cape and the blackened armor, you don't really find anything much else. They all seem to be carrying no coin purse other than the small weapons and arms that they had with them.
Jim Ted, how far are we from your people's camp?
You look around, she's already gone. You can see
Fucking
her
Christ.
in the distance walking off with her prisoners, taking the opportunity of your goodbyes, taking the advantage of that, I guess, to get out of there.
Well, she said she'd talk to us about Chainbreaker, so that's cool.
Do we follow? Is that what's?
I mean, we can, or we can just go to the city. I don't know. She lied to us a handful of times already in the short time we knew her. So, and she didn't really confirm that she knew the Chainbreaker.
Is
So I don't
she
know.
within 120 feet?
Yeah.
If you want me to, I can message her before she gets out the range.
Yeah, why not?
And do you want me to ask about the chain breaker or how far we are from the
Yes.
camp? Okay.
Ask about the Chainbreaker and what direction to the city.
Okay. And what was her name again?
Sorry?
What was her name again?
Shimted?
Shithead. God.
No, don't. Please, God, don't say that.
no.
Shimted.
Hey, shithead.
She's not going to answer anything now.
Who's the breaker of change? You said you'd tell us more about it.
Got
You see her
10.
stop for a moment.
That's not sending.
It was just a message spell, correct?
Yeah, I was counting for sending.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You asked who the breaker of chains was? Is that what you said?
Mhm.
I told you I would discuss further at the Claw. Meet me there at your own time, if you wish.
Where? What? Where? the claw is, or where's
Yeah.
the claw?
Although the desert sun at its highest peak, and you will find it.
How long is that? How far?
Just ask her if she's going there now. We can just follow her.
Oh, are you going there right now?
How many messages are you sending, by the way?
It's a
It's a
cantrip.
cantrip, baby.
Yeah, spamming.
I can have a full
Send,
ass
send, send.
conversation.
What did you ask her?
Is she going there right now?
Yes.
Can we come with you?
If you would like to walk through the night, of course.
Do we want to walk through the night?
Oh, fuck. Is it worth? All right, real quick, group vote. Yes, no. Is it worth it to maybe learn something about the Chainbreaker, or should we just go?
Yes. That is who my family's
I'm
with,
fine with it.
apparently.
I don't mind the cold.
Well, they said there was plans about maybe saving the Chainbreaker or freeing the Chainbreaker. Either way, so that seems to be more yeses. Majority yes. All right, let's fucking go.
Okay, wait up, shithead. We're coming.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
You guys
He's
can't
trying
hear
to
this.
kill us.
All in Vilken's mind.
You see her stop on one of the large dunes.
We'll go.
Vilken
catch
will
up.
motion for everybody.
Yeah, we'll follow. Yeah.
Leaving the ruined caravan behind and the mines in disarray, you catch up with Shemted and her goblin companion, who sticks close to her side. Azag? So you are not alarmed.
About what?
We'll make it closer to my destination. Your eyes must be covered.
Why? What's not to see? Is it more
Best to
for,
keep that between myself and Azag.
is it like for secret stuff, or is it like
Why
you'll go
else would we
blind?
cover your eyes?
Jesus.
What would you have done
Okay.
if we had come later?
This is a quicker way.
I mean, pardon if I'm overstepping, but we helped you, and we gave you your blood when you asked. You don't trust us enough still?
We trust no one that is not within the cause.
What is the cause?
Freedom, the goblin says.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about that.
We shall see.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
if I'm kind of, flipping over a stone that should have been moved, but is that what happened to your eyesight?
Do you wish to continue? If not, you can march 2 days northward, follow the sun, and you will reach the Scorched Claw.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're with you.
Then your eyes will be covered.
Yikes.
From
Alright.
asking my question, was there any reaction from that from Shemtet?
She seemed to stop in her conversation. There was a brief pause, yeah?
Didn't feel like answering.
She also didn't address it, so I guess she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
While we're walking, try and pull the group like back a little bit so we can kind of converse amongst ourselves, out of earshot of the other two. Okay, so we have good buddy Ook with us. Great. Feel like minor elephant in the room though about the gem. Any fucking idea what's going on there?
Which gem are you talking about? The one he gave Isaiah, or
Yeah,
the one that?
the one he pulled out and split and gave half to Isaiah, because to my knowledge, we saw all his gems taken, and he was being powered by nothing but flame. So where'd that come from?
Maybe it formed on its own. Like after, we don't know how those gems are formed. Maybe he was building its own soul.
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, that sounds a little weird, but I mean, that makes a little sense to me because, every so often he would just do things on his own without Isaiah having to tell him to do stuff.
Yeah.
Not only that, but my assumption is that maybe Ook was like, you built me, maybe you can build another one to help you type of thing. Still kind of along that same track of thought.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's impossible for him to have formed his own. We've seen weird shit. Could be, but I don't know if it's the most likely.
Another thing to back up that idea, though, is that the gem that he removed from his chest at this point was a fair bit more sizable than it was before, the one that he had in him before. So if it has the chance to grow bigger, then that means it could grow.
But we don't know what that one is. So, I mean, that may not have changed. The ones that he had in him before were taken.
Maybe one was left behind.
Well, either that or, well, I mean, so we know that the soul gems just aren't for, like the big old asshole that wants to break everything apart. Like soul gems could be for other people too, with souls. So
Did he
it could,
take one from the other place?
What
I
if he's
mean-
just like absorbing the chaos and the
And
magic,
then-
the blueprint, and forming his own gem?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Oh,
He could just be making a soul for himself.
Yeah, I don't know how souls are made.
Oh, I
Right.
know. I'll tell you about it later.
That's my only
Okay,
thing is that seems like a big, not impossible, but a stretch. We have
my
been
point-
somewhere with more soul stones.
My
He
point
could
was
have
we
taken
have
one.
no idea how it happens, so it could be happening. Why not?
Sure.
But
We could maybe try to get Ook to communicate about it.
I think we tried that before. It never really worked, right, Ren?
Yeah. Maybe we can get him
Yeah.
to like, if we like sit down with him in the sand, maybe we can like teach him like this mark for yes, this mark for no, and see if he responds.
But,
know?
we've tried to get him to write before, but we've never tried to teach him how to communicate.
That's what I mean. Like, give
Yeah.
him some basic so he can answer some, yes or no questions, and we can try to, if he's, able to, maybe we can narrow it down. I know you
I
had
think it's worth a
trouble
shot.
connecting to his mind before, but that's, I
Yeah.
mean, that's another route we
Well-
could try.
Plus, that
sometimes
was-
I've been able to, and sometimes I haven't. It's kind of weird.
Plus, that was early on before the original shard was removed, and then this new one started appearing. So things could have changed between now and then.
Okay.
Which, to mention soul gems and such, Velkin, I know you want to keep all the things. However, that gem, you are our glass cannon. You are the heaviest hitter of our group. However, you're no good to us if you're bleeding out. So I think the shard, I personally think the gem in the bag should go to Calder. Because even with he's lacking his magical abilities, he's still the strongest of us. I am best at a distance, and I can't have things chasing after me. Ren, she needs her stealth, and since that thing's blinking as a beacon, she can't use it. And Redrick, you're great. However, you are taking time bomb to that voice, and if you switch while you have it, you could just bolt, and none of us will catch you.
Yeah,
So-
you are faster.
And even with all of our healing abilities keeping us up, if we still need Eggball at a medium distance, that can then pick us up. So that leaves us with one option, Calder. Because if all go after him, the rest of us can focus on those going after him.
I know you're gonna
That's-
hate that, darling, but he makes a really fucking good point.
Oh, no, I know he makes a good point, but she pauses for a second and holds out her hand. I want the javelin then.
Ooh.
Why?
Okay, I
It's
don't
like the
want-
one fucking thing I can do right now is use that goddamn javelin once a day. That's it.
Down.
Okay, my point is
Sorry.
I don't care about having the second bag. I don't want to carry the fucking gem. I don't want to go down again. But that is my thing from Isaiah. That's what he left me.
I see.
We know then.
Hear me out. Keep the bag of holding, the big one, right?
Mhm.
I know you
Oh,
want
I
to hold all
wasn't
the
fucking
shit.
giving you that anyways.
That's fine. Look, the fucking the haversack was
My
yours
birthday.
to begin with
Yes.
I heard you about to
before
say
he
that
gave it
thing
back
for
to you.
nothing.
He was just returning it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will just hold it and only the gem inside. You can hold everything else. All right? And then as soon as we're free of that fucking piece of evil god, you can have the haversack back.
Do you pinky promise?
Yes.
Why didn't we send that with Isaiah? Isn't he like making a device for it?
We'd be sending it into the
Yeah.
heart of the enemy, and it's only him
Don't
and
they
Indy. That
have one
seems.
there though?
Well,
That they work with?
He has
that's
one
the-
already.
I guess that's kind of the thing, though, is that they're trying to make something to be able to contain one of them. But if they have two, then they gotta make two.
I'm
Even then
assuming
they
we're
don't-
going to use all of the pieces eventually together with this containment, but I think Indy already had a piece that she stole from
Mhm.
Orbitar, so right now it makes more sense to keep them separate. So we keep the one we've already got. She's got the one she has. Less attention, less possibility of them both getting snatched up at once.
I'm just curious. Am I the only one that feels a little uncomfortable with Calder having it?
No. I mean, I think it's uncomfortable for anyone to have it, me included. Yeah, you're not alone
It's just
in
for
that.
the it's just for the fact that I understand having Calder having it because he's the one that can take hits and he's got the armor and that type of stuff even without powers and stuff. But just for the fact that he's always in the middle of everything, he's always in the fray. That
Well, they're gonna come.
know.
They're gonna come after him anyway.
Yeah.
If they're, it's easier for us to focus on one single point who can actually take a hit than someone who can't.
Velkin is distance, and you saw how fast they ganged up on her and brought her down. No
My
offense.
defense, I
Like
tried to
Ren,
get to the middle of that. So that I could have-
Ren is fast, and Castus can fly. I don't think either one of them. I'm sorry, Dornan can fly. I don't think either one of them would be a bad option either. But if they get caught up, they're going to go down a lot faster than I will.
I was thinking Dornan, honestly. I mean, we don't deal with flying things all that often.
No, but again, that's a one a day. If he
Sure.
gets brought down or if he gets caught up
And then,
with.
well, I was gonna say if he's flying and then if he happens to get brought down, it could be a hefty fall.
Yep.
As it is now, everything just kind of fucking ignores me. Like I haven't been hit by anything in like.
And
weeks.
I would have taken that into consideration
Yeah.
if
You would-
No, that's a
you
good
didn't
point.
have a voice in your head.
Yeah, you would be
Dude,
the
you're
pick if not for
practically
that.
possessed at this point. Yeah, kind of take that into consideration.
But I mean, I got the armor, I got the shield. If Velkin hits me with haste again, that makes me even harder to hit.
Okay.
See,
It's,
You know.
it's a shit. It's all a shit option, but it's the best shit option we have.
No shit option. Okay.
Shit option.
Don't forget, you chose that shit option.
I did.
How do you
I
mean?
did.
Oh, wait, sorry?
She chose the
Clarify.
shit option.
You saying she chose me as a shit option?
Well, I mean, there's obviously there's stuff going on, so it's like she made the choice, you made the choice. It's a two-way type of deal. So if she calls you shit option, she chose the shit option.
Like, I'd love for you to expand on this while we're walking. What
Dear
you think is going on. But yes, I'll give you the bag. Velkin will basically take whatever's in it. I don't think there's much in it other than the stone, and put it in the bag of holding, and then hand the
Yeah, there was the jewels and such. I think that was what's inside the haversack. So, other than that, it's the soul gem.
Okay, she'll basically hand Calder the haversack with just the Seeric gem in it. Don't get it dirty.
I do what I want.
You get a little punch in the arm and it feels like a flick, but
Okay.
Are you
Well-
all done talking already?
Are we getting close?
You notice that you've kind of been standing in a circle talking for a little bit
No, we were talking
As
while we
she's
were
been
walking.
sitting
He's
there.
pulled back and
as she's been standing
Yeah.
there waiting for all of you
No.
to stop. You
We-
just
we-
instinctually stopped walking
Get out of
because
here.
she stopped walking and says to you, "All right then." She begins to pull out these large, like, burlap. That's the name. I don't want to call them sacks because they're really not sacks. They're just kind of claws. Tie these around your eyes tightly.
Vulcan.
Yeah.
Vulcan will take hers and put it on, and Yorans has kind of just been walking beside her. She picks him up and puts him around her neck. She's gonna look through his vision while her eyes are covered. She's curious.
As all of you tie the burlap around your eyes, you feel hands tug each one of your knots very tightly against your head.
Do we want to do we have to daisy chain hands or something, or so we don't get lost because we can't see?
You guys just stand there cluelessly.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just because I don't know, if we just walk, what if we walk in the wrong direction? We don't. I don't know.
Yep.
I'd say rope, but we already have it on our heads, so I don't know.
What's going on, Teddy?
You say that to her?
Yeah.
Now that you've all have gathered your hands, take this. She hands whoever's in the front. I'm not going to sit here and let you guys discuss what this is. Whoever's in the front grabs a small length of rope. Come along. We still have a ways yet. And you all walk through the cold desert night, exhausted after a fight, and feeling rather blind as you walk through the dark desert, except for Velkin. As you can see, you walk through these cold desert. You're being led towards what looks like a large rock, almost an island in the desert sea, that stands like a crooked pillar in the night sky. You guys walk for about another 30 minutes to an hour before you are halted. And you can see Azog and Shemted walk up to the stone. As Azog takes out his knife and begins to carve, roughly in the stone.
What's he carving?
It almost just looks like. Actually, give me a perception check with Urans.
Sorry, I gotta open his sheet. Perception. Um, 10 plus 5 for 15.
It looks like he's making links of circles, almost like a chain.
Okay. Velcom's gonna try and commit that to memory as best as she can.
And he also writes something in. Hold on, let me make sure, because I already know the way this conversation is going to go. So,
I heart Shimteth.
I just had to look something up. I apologize. Talk amongst yourselves.
Usually you tell us to shut up instead, though. I'm
Makes
joking.
point.
I'm joking, but am I?
Oh, where y'all think we're going?
Hell.
I don't know, but I
Doesn't feel like we're going anywhere right now.
Yeah.
So he also carves something at the bottom of it in a language that you do not understand.
But I don't really.
You do not.
I know so many.
Name them.
I know. Common, deep speech, Elvish, primordial, and undercommon.
Nope. You do
Does
not
it-
understand it.
Does it look like any of those? Like a related language or anything?
Not entirely. It's definitely something you cannot comprehend.
God damn it. Okay. Velkin is going to, because she can see through Yorins, so she can technically see Ren, because you know Ren's pretty good at memorizing stuff. She just kind of messages her, kind of the pattern in which she sees the loops going. And she will do her best to describe the word, at least how it's written, whether if it's like 3 dashes with a line through, however she can describe the message, she's gonna recite it to Ren.
Okay. Just give me an intelligence check, because as he finishes it, you see him nick his hand. He kind of wince, and he places it on, and he begins to rub it down the rock. Just give me an intelligence check. So as he does that, the symbols and the language disappear.
Do I use my proficiency bonus as well?
No.
No? Okay, so I got a 15 and then plus 5 then. For 20.
Okay. One moment.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really enjoying these movies.
Just kind of just standing here, not seeing anything in the cold.
Like,
Oh,
I think it feels nice. It's like
Warm yourself up with some
comfortable.
fucking fire, then, Dragon Boy.
maybe I will. Can't stop
so-
me.
Okay.
Wait,
Good
hold on a
response.
second. Am I holding your hand? Don't put your hand on fire. Well,
I start to
actually,
heat up and sizzle. Thanks, hand.
I'm glad I'm wearing gloves. Even
That's
then,
good.
I already have enough scars anyway.
We're just waiting on you, Doug. Filling time.
There you go. Wait for DM.
I can't tell when you guys are like actually or trolling.
This is not.
Okay. So Ren, as she begins to tell you these symbols, go ahead and also roll me an intelligence check.
Ugh, just plus my intelligence modifier is 12.
12. Let me see.
So, what do you guys think
Okay.
this place is going to look like?
Just patience, Liam. Thank you. You always gotta just. It's always Eggball, you know. It's breaking the silence. You catch a few words in a language that you understand. Thieves can't.
Mm.
With the 12, you get the word light. Well, I guess it's 2 words you don't understand. Light. 3 more words you don't understand. Moon. Another word you don't understand. Chains. 1 more word you don't understand. And fall. Been a long time since you've read Thieves Can't. By hearing it just a physical, or just hearing the description makes it a lot harder.
Definitely.
And as he rubs his bloody hand on the wall, you hear a knock. All of you. Like a hand pounding on a hollow stone. The blood fades, as does the writing. Vulcan, you see the rock shift outward. Not the entire thing, as this spire that you are now entering is quite large. Probably stands 25 feet in the air, and the base itself is 15 feet around. You can see a crack form and it push out. It shifted and moved. And you see a figure standing with a small lantern. It's hooded and crouched and hunched. And you see a long snout, similar to that of Shemted's.
Ah, you have come. Good, good. I was hoping you would return. Who are these? They helped me free the slaves and Arzak. They know about the chain breaker.
Falcon can see this colored dragonborn. Though you can't make out much detail in this light. You can tell the lantern shines on what looks like formerly red scales that have faded drastically, almost to whitish pink.
What are we going to do with them? That is yet to be decided. I owe them answers. As you wish. No more questions.
Can we?
What was that?
Can we hear this?
Yep, it's as loud as day.
Oh, okay.
Not being any secretive about it. The hunched dragonborn bows a little bit lower to Shepted and turns and begins to lead them.
You will keep your covers on the entire time. We are about to head underground and should arrive at the Scorched Claw by dawn. There you will rest, and I will answer your questions.
Azog Skimperson, you can almost hear him and his foot pads quickly skitter into the long and narrow tunnel that all of you descend into. Falcon, the only one of your party able to see, it is pitch black in here, other than the small, faint light of a lantern.
So, to the best of her abilities, because Velkin does have 120 feet of dark vision, like her dark vision's really good. So she's going to describe using like north, south, east, and west the directions to Ren in which they enter in to get to where they're going. So basically, they can get themselves out alone if they have to.
I need a nature or survival check for that, please. Not a nature check, a survival one.
Okay. I got a good roll on the die, but I don't have a really good modifier. 18 plus 1.
Okay. You get a general sense of the direction you're heading. Kind of map it in your intelligent brain. Twists and turns that your party are led in this crudely dug tunnel. It is sometimes narrow, sometimes wide, but it's very short, even up to the point where Eggval has to almost crawl to get through. All of you are in hunched positions. This has not been dug by anybody that really knows how to dig. There are no like fortifications here. Like if there was a cave in, it would easily collapse on all of you. This is very crudely dug. A few more hours of walking, all of you are exhausted at this point. Traveling and tripping through this tunnel, squeezing, hoping to get out of this claustrophobic-like environment. Even with the coverings on your eyes, you feel the tunnel's tight presence around you. Eventually, it begins to widen, and you're led less on rock and more into dirt and sand once again. You hear the sand as it falls in some places from the roof. Falcon, you see what looks like a small wooden staircase. that leads upward. Shemted turns towards all of you and begins to remove your coverings one by one.
As they're being removed, Ren would hear in her head one more time. You got all that?
Yeah, I don't know how everybody got the idea that I'm like super great with directions. I'm not, but I did my best. I'll try.
Good. Good. Don't disappoint me.
Okay.
Fucking ominous.
Oh my god, she's gonna burn me alive.
Yeah.
How the fuck are we supposed to do that on our own? Blindfolds or not.
Are we all ready then?
Yes,
Up we
please.
Yeah.
go. She leads you up. Up the stairs. It is honestly only about a set of 8 to 10 stairs that you head up, and they are crude and rotten. And some of Eggval especially gets a little worried as you step on them. They begin to bow and creak underneath you. And as you go up, you can see there's a door. She pushes it open and walks into a chamber. The chamber you are now in seems like it is a storage chamber. The floor is covered in hay and straw. The walls are lined with shelves of barrels. There's sacks of grain, crates, and behind you, you see this massive keg stands on the wall that you just now exited from. She shuts the door behind all of you, and the non-perceptive eye would never be able to tell that the difference between the keg and the entrance to a secret tunnel.
That's pretty clever.
Not my idea. You will stay here tonight. We will reconvene in the morning.
Is
Cozy.
this where we talk?
Upstairs, you will be given refreshments in the morning and food and respite from the sun. Then you will decide your course of action from there. This is the hospitality that I can grant you. The rest of the town may not look so kindly upon all of you.
Yeah.
We are here at the Scorched Claw, after all.
Why would they not look kindly on us?
Some might not. There are always wandering eyes in the desert. The people are broken here. Those that would seek an opportunity to unbreak themselves might just take it.
Great,
I can understand
great.
that nervousness.
So when do we get
It's
to meet
difficult
the
to trust.
when do we get to meet the breaker chains there? Friend of yours?
In time.
But they're here. In the Scorched Claw.
They will be. They are not here as of right now.
How long are we talking? Like days?
Get your rest, my friend. We will talk in the morning. I am tired. The desert takes its toll, after all.
We're staying down here, you said?
Make yourselves comfortable.
Okay.
Thank you for the hospitality.
Thank you for the aid.
See, Azag, by the way, I didn't explain this earlier. Azag, you were traveling alongside the prisoners that they had taken with them, and Azag had led them into the tunnel before you were all had been led in. You do not see them now.
Where did your buddy and the couple guys go?
They went to be questioned.
Okay.
All
Lay out a
right. Well,
bedroll.
I guess we'll see you in the morning.
She kind of gives you a simple nod and walks up with the elderly looking dragonborn. He doesn't introduce himself and kind of stands back behind Shemted. He leads her up using the lantern, exiting in a door, quickly closing it behind them. You can just see the light of dawn peering through the door as she opens it.
Yay. We are guests here. According to Chetty, we don't know how they're going to take us, so let's try not to be assholes when we talk to them later. Anybody else have anything they want to touch base about before sleep?
Should
No,
make sure no
I'm
one's watching us, probably, in this room.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they might be. Either way, we're
I
definitely
would.
taking watches.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take first watch.
All right.
I
I
can
still, I still just need sleep. Next time, tomorrow I'll be fine to start taking watches again. But I think I'm gonna spend an hour looking over the box, and then it's gonna crash.
I'll stay
don't
up with you,
worry.
Ren.
And don't worry. I'll take two. I can do that, so I'll cover yours
Okay.
as well as my own.
I
But
can
you
do
owe me.
watch.
I owe you.
Good.
During first watch, he said he's going to be up for an hour, so I'm going
Mm.
to head over to Dornan in that time.
He's looking at the box, but he's very sullen as for like the first 5 minutes he was just kind of just staring at the box before he actually started opening it up and taking a look at all the pieces inside, all the components of it.
Hey,
Hey,
have something for you.
oh, I
And
love
I
presents.
produced a folded up letter. Your counterpart gave this to us.
I was kind of forgot about that. I was
We
gonna
didn't
ask about
open
it,
it.
but yeah.
None of us. I think reading it felt like giving up on you, and none of us would do that. So
Well, it's appreciated. Plus, if you did read it and I came back, it'd be kind of awkward.
yeah,
Well, I don't know if I ever officially said this, but it does to you to anyone directly. But thank you. It is kind of nice to be me again, for all the good and bad of it.
wouldn't have you any other way. That other version sucked ass.
He is important and necessary, but I can see why he could come off as a bit harsh.
It was all the efficiency with none of the heart. That's what
Yeah,
makes you you. And that's the Dornan we need.
yeah. Uh, I'm tired. It's been very long. What, 2 months, I think, we're going on at this point?
44 days.
I hear
One and a-
echoing. 1.5 months.
1.5 very fucking long months.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of dealing with, there's just some things that kind of came up when Echo appeared. So I'm just kind of just trying to deal with that right now, so I'm a little tired.
It's okay. You said you remembered everything. It's probably a lot to parse through.
He kind of has, as you said, that he has this very kind of attention shifts away to that 1,000-yard stare kind of for a few seconds, and kind of snaps back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wish I didn't remember everything, but no fixing that.
Yeah. I mean, he made choices you wouldn't have. I mean, I know pot calling the kettle black here, but try not to be too hard on yourself for that. That's there's nothing you could control. It
No,
wasn't-
you are, you're very right about that. But this is the weird thing about him, that he never lied to any of you. In the end, his his sole purpose was to protect me. So he was a dick about it, but this kind of his function, we'll say.
all the efficiency, none of the heart. I'm glad you're back,
Me too. I'm glad to be back.
and I look forward to never fucking reading that letter. You're sticking around.
Oh. I kind of look at it, and then I take my pistol, because it's kind of my focus, and just tap it against it and cast flaming a firebolt against it, so it bursts up into flames.
Attaboy. I'll leave you to it.
Thanks. And he goes back to attuning to the box, and then hoping for a nice dreamless sleep.
While that conversation was happening, Rin just crept up the stairs and is trying to like peek outside and see what she can see.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Gordon, I thought you were drinking syrup at first. It looked like a lot of maple syrup.
It's just a health potion, you know.
Let's roll.
Mister, I don't get hit at all. I gotta have my health potions.
I rolled a natural 20, so that's a 33.
Ooh.
Holy
Lord.
shit! Not even the gods can
Jeez.
see you.
Rin is no longer in the basement.
Stealth out of existence.
Okay. Let me see. So, you creep up the stairs. The door is locked. You going to attempt to pick the lock?
No, I don't want to pick lock. You said that we could see like dawn peeking through. I assume there's like some sort of crack or keyhole I can just kind of
Sure.
like peek through and maybe get my
Go ahead and make a
bearings.
perception check.
That is a 19.
A 19. You can see that just through the tiny keyhole that you're looking through, that the door that you're looking through is inside another building. What almost looks like a stable. Some sort. There's also one other thing. In front of you, almost 3 feet or so, is another door. It has a large porthole that you can see through.
What do I see through the porthole?
The stable. Apologies.
Oh, okay.
So it's like your door, keyhole. Looking through the other door, you can see what looks like a stable.
I see. Okay. All right.
Cool. That's
all
it?
for me.
Okay. You creep back downstairs. Calder, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
4.
4. Okay.
Small room.
Dornan, you can go ahead and make me one too before you curl up for nighty nights.
Okie dokie. Oh, damn it. That would have been so good. That's an 8.
Okay. Who's taking second watch?
Belkin.
Vulcan's taking the next 2, correct?
I'm
Is that how
taking
we just
third and fourth, right?
Excuse me.
I'll jab red.
Yeah.
A sword. No.
Gotta watch out for the lightning.
Fuck. I wake up and just shoot lightning at you immediately. No.
Javelin, no.
No one ever lets me fucking sleep anymore. I'm up. Fine.
So, I mean, someone's got to do it.
Falcon's up.
I know. Just, try not to leave anyone alone. We've been through enough shit.
Oh no, sorry, Velkin's because there's 4 watches in a watch, right?
3.
Oh, there's 3. Oh, okay, then yeah, she's up. She just looks to Red and goes, "Okay, no, actually, Calder, let them go to bed. I got it. Don't worry."
All right, now I can't sleep. Something terrible's gonna happen to me if I sleep right now.
Yeah. Wake up egg for the third watch.
Fine. All right.
I go to lay down in my bedroll and I look at Velkin and do this.
So she does it back.
Don't take my fucking toenails.
No
Slowly
promises.
pulls out an entire jar of the party's
Oh,
toenails over the
God.
last 2 months.
How dare you?
Spell components.
All right, watch number 2. Roll me perception checks, please.
Sure. Nope.
Whereas you didn't drop that dice.
10. I have a whole dice tray now.
Ooh.
Now.
Yeah. From
It was like a-
David.
It was like a
Ready.
glass cereal bowl.
Aw,
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
glass
It
cereal.
was the one he handcrafted.
Oh, cool. I
And
didn't know
then
you
he
gave me
made
that.
the
That's
new
pretty
one
cool.
and he sent me this one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still with
Peace.
us.
He's still on stream.
Yeah.
Housing Gordon's piss poor rolls.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
Make him
someone
proud,
had
man.
Someone had
You
to
would-
stop those
you would
threats,
That's
never
man.
roll-
why I'm rolling so bad on this, actually.
Yeah, you will never roll well initiative or well on initiative checks ever
Oh
again.
no.
Velkin, what did you roll?
13 plus 5 for an 18.
18. Okay. Is there any awkward conversations between Velkin and Redrick during
Velkin's-
watch number 2?
She has a book out, but she just occasionally like looks at him and stares at him just to make him uncomfortable for a bit.
I just like stare back like, what's that about? Just not really sure what's going on, and then she looks back down in the book. I'm just a little confused. I do it. Just like waiting for something to happen, but then nothing happens. But I do during my watch want to see if I can find any like peepholes or like other secret doors besides.
Yeah, what was
the
your
one we
perception
came
check? Okay, go make me an investigation check. Then. Sorry.
in. Worse, 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Find no peepholes.
Okay.
What the fuck
Velkin.
are you doing? Oh, sorry.
No good.
Trying to see if they're watching us. Came in through a secret door.
Aren't you the one that always is like giving the other shit about being paranoid?
No. I'm with the paranoid group.
Oh,
People are always lying to us all the time. I just kind of accept it quietly. While everyone else, yeah.
that might be where I'm getting it
There you
from. Is
go.
that you're not very vocal on it. Okay, alright.
Yeah. See, I just accept that someone right over there, and I point to like one of the kegs, is watching us. See?
Velkin, as you
Oh.
look over where he pointed, you do see something.
Oh.
2 glowing eyes underneath the large shelf. Can't really see underneath it. It's too dark. You'd have to get a little bit closer.
Are they familiar? Like the eyes?
No.
Wait, shut the fuck up for a second. And she'll like make her way over towards the keg. Quietly. Like trying not to approach like aggressively.
Okay.
And,
So you approach cautiously.
yeah, crouch down a bit to see underneath.
As you do, you get closer. And a remnant scurries out and out, squeezes through the bottom of the door.
Well, now you got me paranoid.
I just it's interacting, so I'm like, ah! And I shoot lightning at it.
Jesus.
yeah.
Okay.
Does it-
Roll an attack.
God. We're
Yeah,
in
it
a
makes
room
a
with
dex
hay
save.
on the floor. We're gonna die.
It needs to make a dex save, but I don't think
Okay.
it'll. Even on a success, it takes 6 lightning. I'm assuming that'll probably kill the rat.
The rat just explodes. The rest of you hear the crackling of lightning and waking you up from the middle.
Calder draws his sword.
You smell scorched
Daggers.
flesh.
Oh, what does that smell?
What did you do? What happened?
Yeah, but look
False
what you
alarm,
do.
everybody. There's just a rat.
Make me
Oh.
draw this again for no reason, and I'll sheathe it in you.
That's rough. What did the rat do to you?
It was watching us, jumped out. It was more of a reactionary thing. All right, I have lightning on the mind. I almost got hit by lightning
Guys-
like 4 times today.
You guys
the fuck
really
up.
are paranoid.
I'll lay back.
It's. I'm not paranoid. I'm not a paranoid person.
I
But
saw you
I,
jump when that rat came out.
I feel like it's infecting me. All of your worry and the others' worry is getting to me, and I hate it.
I lift my head.
All of you,
Shut the fuck up.
all of you are
Good.
paranoid. It's fine. Let's just,
Okay, Vilken instead continues to rant to Redrick for the rest of the entire watch in his head.
Oh,
God. Shut
In his head.
Shut up.
It's gonna be a long watch, buddy.
Yes.
Roll an insanity
I'm
check
just-
for me.
I'm just like muttering like, oh my god, where the fuck is Tittyville when you need him?
Don't wish that upon yourself, my friend.
Don't worry. I got a 15 wisdom save.
Failure. You kill everybody in your
Shit.
sleep.
Great.
Ooh.
Yes.
New campaign.
Game over. Redrick wins.
How
Are
much,
you
how
winning
much
the
XP
game?
would I get?
All of it. You now transcended.
All of the XP.
The third watch.
Third watch. From rat murders to the third watch. We move on. Eggval, I'm assuming, is the last one to wake up.
Good night,
Yeah.
Red.
Give me perception checks, you clowns.
I'll go and shake.
Oh no.
Okay. And then I guess what is it? I actually wouldn't have gotten out my bedroll. I would have actually like pushed a bunch of like hay together and like a wall and like slept on the hay instead.
Cool.
Ha!
What a barn animal.
This little oinkers here got a nat one.
Nice. Piggy.
It's a nat one. Okay, Velkin got a 14.
Oh my god.
She got an 11. Or no,
What's
wait.
gonna happen down here?
9
We're fine.
plus 5, 14. The reason why Egg gets an out one is Velkin has just moved her rant from Redrick to Eggval, but she doesn't fill Eggval in on what she ranted to Redrick about. So it's
Picks up
really
halfway
fucking
through.
confusing because it's like an hour-long conversation that is just being carried on to you like you listened to the first hour of the conversation, but you didn't. And she doesn't stop.
Before I go to bed, I just put my hand on Eggval's shoulder and just look him in the eyes like, good luck.
What did you do?
Don't ask. It'll only make it worse.
That's all you hear.
Oh, and she switches into undercommon at points because she gets like really invested in what she's ranting about, and then her like has undercommon like sounds really fucking confusing because she goes back and forth like fluently between the two languages. So you're just like, you
It's like a
understand
really
what you
it's like a really mean Spanish woman. Like, you know.
Pissed.
At first it starts English and then she's just going off on you in Spanish.
Like every time you end up having to go into common, like you just see Egg just sort of like slightly like flinch and sort of like get into himself like a little bit, like he did something wrong. And about like a half hour or so of like you having to get into it, I'm like, okay, all right, hold on a second. What happened? Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset. I'm just
Then-
venting.
But, like, what started you venting? What happened?
Redrick. With
What
that
did he
fucking
do?
rat. Oh, he's got me on edge, and now I can't stop thinking about, like, like, I don't know if I told you, but I spied on my wife, and she's with a bod. I don't know fucking why, but I think a bod knows where I am. He's the one that rescued me from the Underdark. So I don't know if he's been working with Yvonne this whole time, and I wasn't trying to like think about it very much because we've got other shit going on. But now Redrick won't shut the fuck up, and now I can't stop thinking about it. Now everything else is on my mind.
Okay.
I love this.
So, all right. First
Like the
things first.
sands of an hourglass.
So, first things first. You having to check up on your wife. To me, I think that makes sense. The next thing, a bot having to help you. Okay, I guess that's another bang. Now, with the whole thing about a bot working for whoever you had said, I remember we having to be told by Isaiah's daughter that like people started to change. So at first it probably was genuine, and then eventually it changed. So I don't think you have to worry about that. Now the reason how come that your wife is working with the bot, who knows? I honestly agree that I think that's a little weird. But in any case, overall with the whole situation, I think for right now, you really don't need to worry about it. Because at the moment, that's not really anything that's really pertinent for what we're doing at the moment. I think it's good that you're concerned. Okay, so it's a weird face. I think it's good that you're concerned, but there's nothing we can really do about it at the moment. So I think worrying about something you really can't do anything about isn't really helping, especially yourself, because it's upsetting you and it's bothering you, and that's not okay. I just want to make I think I kind of want to make sure everybody's okay.
You're very sweet, and I appreciate that. But I do have reason to worry about it. She's with a bot who is like who we're going to go fucking meet in like I don't know how many days. I can't keep track of shit anymore. But she's going to be with him, maybe. And you don't know my wife. She's on a whole nother level, like whole different. Like she could whoop my ass, and I don't like admitting that about anybody. Like, I could take anybody in this party with, like, a pinky. I'd be fine. Her? No way. So, I have the reason to be worried.
Well, okay.
I can incinerate you?
Well, no, so that's understandable. But the last time that you were with your wife, you weren't as powerful as you are now. Not only that, but before you were alone. And you're not alone now. Maybe she might not be alone, but you've got us.
Okay,
We got your back. We can help you out. And even then, it's, like, do you think that we're going to be seeing her tomorrow? Her and Abad? I no. We really, if we had to come in here with sacks on our heads just to get over here, I don't think that they would be here. If it's
It
so
wasn't that
like
hard.
severe.
It was like 3 lefts, a right, down the tunnel, make another left and a right, and then we're here.
If you say so, I don't really know. I couldn't really tell. All I knew is that we had to crawl a couple times. But my point is that I understand why you're worried, and I understand the concern, but at the moment, there's not really much that we can do. So try to put it in the back of your head. Okay. What? I see you have a book out. What book are you reading? Is it like spell stuff, or is it like I'm not really sure. What kind? Okay. What kind of books do you read? You read like romance book? You read more like smart stuff?
Oh, smutty novels. That's really all I read if I have like.
Oh, okay. All right. So then, what's that smarty novel about?
Of course.
Are you reading a smarty novel now, or is that like more like spell stuff? Is that the spell book you found before?
Unfortunately, this is actually work. I need to copy these spells, but I have not been able to concentrate. I would much rather be reading one of my novels instead, but here we are.
Do you have any of your novels on you?
Oh, yeah, I have a few. Do you want to pick? You want to read one?
Well, okay. So how about
I think I have one about the Goliath in here. You could read that one if you want.
I mean, I could. Well, how about this? So how about you pick one of the books that you have, and like you let me
I'll
know
read it
about
to
what
you.
happens.
I'll
Yeah,
read
okay,
it.
that works. Yeah, go ahead. Let's just try not to be
For
too loud
brevity's
'cause I don't want to
sake.
work everyone else.
For God's sake, you two rambling people.
Well,
Listen, my whole thing is just try to get Elkin's mind off of whatever the fuck she was ranting about.
Well, you
Let's
do,
make it
because
work.
she starts reading smutty paperback to you.
yeah. Now she's gonna rant about porn.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than her
Yay.
freaking out.
And,
It
and, and,
involves first arousal.
and
Written into
Hey.
lore.
okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
Egg
Oh,
blushes
boy.
from time to time, but
All right, we're moving on. No one else is allowed to say anything. Okay? You wake up, and it's cold. Not really cold. It is muggy and dry. Small storage space. Here, in the apparent stable of the Scorched Claw, where most of you are woken up by it, as the door to your hiding spot is opened. Light shining in, and all of you can feel the heat of the desert and the sun on your faces.
Good morning. Or should I say good afternoon?
Shemted stands in front of you.
It's actually. I don't want to say it's late in the day, but it is midday. You slept in.
We were
Got
tired.
Got back late or early. Yeah. Ready to go chat?
We chat here.
All right.
Can we chat while we have breakfast?
You can. I have things set up for you.
No, thank
Sounds
God.
good.
As you
So
exit,
Go
ahead.
That was a long rest, correct? You have
Yes.
completed a long rest.
Oh, yeah.
Yay! No more exhaustion. And I'm rolling my 2 dice and 2 20s. All right, 17 and 9. Okay.
17 to 9. If combat happens, correct? Combat? I can't remember how that thing
Yes.
works. I'm
Yeah.
looking at. I'm actually
it's
looking at her. 17 to 9. You exit your hiding spot in what looks like a small outhouse as you kind of step down a step into this stinky, smelly stable that doesn't really house any horses. You can tell hasn't been used in probably years. The straw and hay is not fresh at all. You can tell there's dried horse shit all over the place. It's just not the most appetizing place. But as you look behind you, you can see Shemted close the door. And as she does, it almost resembles an outhouse.
So, are you used to sleeping in places like this?
Yeah, we
No.
move around a lot. Kind of sleep everywhere, wherever we can get it.
I've slept on hay before.
Well, I would give you a more proper welcome, but I'm really not one for formalities. But
Us either.
as the name invokes, imagine, or welcome to the Scorched Claw. As unforgiving as the desert environment that surrounds us.
She pulls up a small cart that rolls on wooden wheels and pulls a lid off a cauldron with this steaming stew in it. Just looks like a mixture of beef and broth.
Breakfast.
That'll do.
Do you mind if I could taste it first?
That's why it's here for you to eat.
Oh, I know, but just hold on a second. I'm gonna pull out one of my spoons that I have in my bag, and I'm gonna go and take a sip. How does it taste?
Like beef and broth.
Do you mind if I could add a couple things to it?
Kind of stares at you.
I think that's a yes.
Okay, cool. All right, and then I'll take out my ladle, and I'll open up my little spice pouch, and I'll add a couple of little spices just to, I mean, like beef broth's pretty good, but just little extra things just to spice things up a little bit. It's
Okay.
experimenting though, not my usual taste, but something like a little bit different and trying out new spices. But
You add your
So-
spices.
Because the chain breaker. Let's see. What's the rundown?
Do you mind if I show you something first?
By all means.
We won't go much further than the door, but I would like you to see why we do what we do before I explain anything else.
Alright.
She leads you to what looks like two large siloed doors that you can just barely peek your head over.
This here is what I like to call the heart of the desert.
You can see inhabitants walking the streets.
This bears marks of both physical and emotional scarring.
As you look out, you can tell that this town is nestled right in the heart of the desert, as sand covers everything here, up to the doorsteps of most of the buildings that you see. You see no vegetation, not even in the hardy desert plants that you saw walking here. The architecture of this long street that you look down the center of reflects the challenging environment in which it exists. Most of the buildings here are constructed of sun-baked clay bricks, blending with the earthy tones of the desert landscape. The structures here bear the wear and tear of neglect, their exteriors faded and cracked under their relentless heat. You see flimsy wooden supports and makeshift repairs that attest to the meager resources available to this place's inhabitants. The structures are clustered together that form narrow and winding streets that you could tell offer some respite from the scorching sun. Crumbling walls and partially collapsed roofs create a sense of desolation, as the town itself has succumbed to the weight of oppression. At the center of the Scorched Claw, you see a dilapidated town square where a weathered stone fountain once stood. Now dry and cracked, fountain serves as probably a melancholy, what is the
Melancholic.
Melancholic. I write these words and they're in my head, but when I go to say them, I can't.
Melons.
They're a reminder that the town's lost vitality and the scarcity of its resources.
Kind of
People
looking
here.
over.
Good.
How many are you?
Less and less every day. The people here are heavy, both physical and emotional burdens.
As you look out, you can see what few residents you do see are all dragonborn of nature. And they move about with hunched postures, their scales dull and lackluster, reflecting the toll of their servitude. The air is tinged with weariness, as if the spirit of the people have been dampened.
The town used to be a vibrant place of commerce and interaction. It's now nothing but desolation. The
Is
few remaining people here haggle over scraps of food, worn clothing, and meager supplies that have been savaged from nearby settlements. Listen closely.
All of you can hear the clinking of chains intermittently.
They hung those throughout the town. Constant reminder of our enslaved existence.
Dust and
Is-
sands. Good.
is everybody here a former slave?
Not former.
Current?
Slowly nods at you.
So there are slave masters here?
Shakes her head no.
I'm a little confused then. How's that work?
Hmm. Our tyrannical lords rule over this place and exploit us, and have done so for many years, to the point there is no better life for us outside of here. We run, the desert consumes us. We revolt, the city kills us. There's nothing left. The town is not scorched itself, but its people. Look there.
You can look towards one of the smaller, disheveled dragonborn as they walk past, wearing literally nothing.
Their claws are shaven down to nothing. Anything that makes them themselves stripped. Most of us have been enforced and enslaved into forced labor. Intensive tasks such as mining for precious minerals, constructing structures for the city, or even performing the agricultural works of the vineyards.
So do they just show up and take people when they want them?
Whenever they want them, subjected to long hours of back-breaking labor, with little to no respite for years. There are punishments if we refuse. Enforcers show and inflict severe punishments on those who resist or fail to meet the demands. We've had public floggings, beatings, and even executions, all used as a form of intimidation.
Are there enforcers in town now?
No, but our people are broken and have been discouraged to any notion of rebellion. It's not all that they do.
I
They
gotta-
also... Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I don't want to cut you short. Two questions. I'll ask again, how many are you? Rough guess.
Those of us in the town, our number ranges from 100 to 20 in a different span of time.
Very small. Well, that puts a damper on question 2, which was going to be, how pissed are you? But
These people that live here are not with our cause. We call this place home and use it as a symbol of remembrance.
how many with your cause?
We used to be more.
Now,
Many less. 5 of us remain.
oof.
We used to be 10 before Azag took his frustrations out on the men in the cage.
Yeah, nowhere near enough for rebellion, though. Huh?
We do what we can. And what we do shakes the foundations of that very city you are heading towards.
Wouldn't mind doing a little foundation shaking.
So the Breaker of Chains, is he one of the five? Are they one of the five?
He is. Well, used to be.
Was he
Not with the
captured?
calls.
He remains with the cause until his untimely death. But he has been captured. You are correct. He is held deep within that rat pit of a city.
You know where?
Cannot gain access. We are what remains of what people call anarchists in the city. Well known. How do you think my eyes were removed? Even the people here. The restricted freedom and opportunity. I cannot show my face here.
How in touch are you with news around town in Nimpeth?
We have not been able to enter the city in a month.
Do you get
Our eyes are
communication from
shut.
anyone there?
There was one that we sent in. Never come out. He went to meet a group of someone from an outside city. Never returned.
Got a feeling
That
that might
was-
be who we're looking for.
A few days ago.
Yeah, that tracks. Do you know where he was meeting this group?
They were supposed to arrive on a ship known only to him. We warned him not to go. He said it was important to someone he loved. Love is nothing but a tool. A tool to leverage compliance.
Can be.
Who is this person that went to the city?
The breaker of chains.
And do you have an actual name?
No one has an actual name here.
I want to pop on the helmet and do a detect thoughts, see if maybe she's kind of. I detect thoughts verbally, but maybe it's some sort of visual component to it that maybe like in her head she can think about like the color of his hair or the color of his eyes, anything that might be indicative of who they're
As you
talking
do this,
about.
I'm literally asking her what he looks like.
Well, I just want to make sure she's not lying because that's also a
Yeah,
thing we have to
yeah.
worry about.
I just love that Jordan's having a conversation, then just like make conversation's like
I was like,
like with that big brain helmet on.
I only tell you these things because I owed you a favor, asking me to give you the physical descriptions of one of my counterparts I cannot do.
What if
Well,
we found
let
this
us
information?
allow us to explain ourselves a little bit then, given take of information. We have heard of the Chainbreaker before. You know that much. This group from the other city is they're people who matter to us. That's who we came to Nimpeth to find. If they're friends of the Chainbreaker, sounds like a man we want to meet. Maybe help. Sounds like his cause and yours align very much with ours. Now, you say the Chainbreaker is the one who went to meet them, but in communicating with them, we heard tell that whoever they were with had potential plans to try to save the Chainbreaker. So who else would that be? If he's the one who went, what other allies did he or you have there that would be with them and want to save him?
I'm unsure. I only knew him for the cause here. He always seemed driven by something outside of this cause.
What
She
do you know that you can tell us? Just about this whole situation, breaker chains, fucking anything. Your five
Give me a
calls.
persuasion check.
Sure.
Nope, not you. The other one called her.
Me?
The other one.
Give me a persuasion check for ranting. Ugh. 16.
She looks at you with the rag covering her eyes, seemingly changed. It is not covered in blood now, though you can see a minor seepage in the rag on her eye.
I can tell you this. Chainbreaker now hangs by the same chains that he used to break. On a large cliffside, where the sun is the hottest at the highest point and the coldest at its lowest. Just outside the city, near the Lord's Palace.
Outside
As
the
an
city.
example for those that would decide to come in our city and commit similar crimes.
So he is alive. Yes. Where he is.
From what last I was told,
If he's on display anyway, what's the harm in telling us his description?
Fair point.
She seems to think about it for a moment. She looks out and says,
you know, despite the oppressive atmosphere here, there are sometimes glimpses of resilience, and hope can still be found. When he arrived here, what seems like forever ago, he had a way of connecting with the people here. They used to exchange whispers of rebellion, support, sought solace in him in their shared dreams of liberation. Small acts of defiance began to pop up. Secret gatherings that provided a glimmer of resistance. And he lost his way. Distraction, love, economic gain, all of these things can take you from the path. And unfortunately, he slipped.
Is he Dragonborn like you?
No.
How long
He's a
has he
human
been-
male. In his later years, but that might only because he is sun-scorched. If you came from where you came from, I'd call him a younger man. Blind. Reminded me of a man of the sea.
How long has he been here?
Months. He had a way of accessing people's minds like no other. He did not know where it came from. But he admitted it to me it was not natural.
Can you show us where he's hanging?
I cannot take you there.
Plus, where he's hanging?
Tell us how to get there.
I can. He, like I said, hangs on the highest cliff above the sea of shining stars near the palace in Nimbeth.
Sounds
How
like
many
our next
days
stop.
from here?
You could reach the city in 4 if you hurry.
Calder will put a hand on Ren's shoulder and just give it a little squeeze. Okay. Consider your chainbreaker on our list.
This is why you've come.
In part. Yes.
Kind of seems disappointed by your answer for a brief moment.
Disappointed that we are intending to free the chainbreaker?
Disappointed by your answer is all I said.
Can I insight that? I'm trying
Sure.
to gauge why.
Sure.
Seems like that'd be something she'd want. 3.
There was a hint of disappointment.
We offer you. At one time, the Breaker talked about freeing the entire city. Something about him inspired those around him.
How did he get caught? You said he went into the city underneath the boat. That's how he got caught.
Indeed.
But he was free before then? Or as free as you are? In hiding, I guess?
He was free when he first arrived. Got himself into a little bit of trouble. Ended up in a very small cage, about half the size of the room you just slept in. And that's when he spoke to me. Begged for his freedom. But I did not see his lips move.
You were in a position to free him? How?
Like I said, we were many.
But how did he speak to you? How did you meet him if he was a captive?
Passing by. They display their prizes like cattle in the streets of the city. As I passed by, he spoke. And day by day, I would visit him, and he would tell me more of his cause. Similar to his current goal that he was recently captured by, he would free children that were different, he would say. Those that would be persecuted elsewhere. And find them homes of safety.
Sounds like a good man.
Hundreds of children that have been cast aside and left or persecuted for their abilities or the way they looked. Once I proved that this was true, we released him, thinking it would be the perfect asset for our cause, as we were getting close to our goal. But things fell apart. Began to go very terribly wrong. People began to whisper to the wrong people, influenced as the city sort of has its grasp on those that live in it. Once you enter it, you are not the same person. There's a darkness that hangs over that place.
All those kids he saved, where are they now?
Spread throughout Faerun, I would guess.
You got them out.
Always. We did not, but he managed to. He had many connections to the outside world.
Great. Sounds like kind of guy I want to meet. I think that's our next stop. So,
Yeah.
why'd you bring us here? What? Do you want something from us? Is this what's happening?
Once you mentioned my friend, I knew you were not here as an oppressor,
Far from
but
it.
one of those looking for freedom. I asked you to aid me, and you did, and I thank you for that. I only brought you for one reason, to offer you respite from the sun. But now take as what I've told you as you will. If you free the breaker, we will be forever in your debt.
We'll
If
free
that's
the
not
breaker.
your only goal, then good luck.
It isn't. I think our other goals might align a bit with yours as well. How familiar
How do you
are
mean?
you with the other governors in the city?
There is but one.
He's risen a bit since I left.
They say he sits in his room in the palace and withers away. He
Are you
has
talking
an
about?
enforcer that roams the city under his guise.
I'm sorry. You're talking about the Lord?
That's what she's saying. There's but
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I was talking about beneath him.
She kind of cocks her head in confusion.
There is none, except the entire city.
You said there's a servant, an enforcer.
Indeed.
Wondering if this is the man I'm talking about.
He is no man. His enforcer. His name is Voltog. A warlord from the west, brought over from the sea. Corrupted by evil, is he?
Have you heard the name He Who Was?
Give me just a persuasion check or an insight. Actually, make it insight. We'll make it insight.
Insight's garbage.
Well,
You'll get lucky. You'll be fine.
15.
okay.
He who was is now he who is. They call him by his true name, though I cannot speak its tongue. Those of the city call him Meluz.
Pardon?
Meluz.
Mel Lose?
You seem confused by this.
Yeah. A little bit.
There was a usurpation that happened a few months ago. Maybe longer at this time. My brain begins to turn as the desert always moving.
He in charge now.
But they say he withers in his estate. But there is still a control over that place that is not natural. You will begin to change once you spend time there.
Do you kn- do you know if Malays has a female bodyguard? I kind of look at Calder, kind of.
I do not. Apologies.
When, Calder, when did you leave?
A few months ago.
Good job.
When was this what Vol something champion? When did he arrive?
He arrived but months ago during the usurpation with his forces and his hordes. They now control
brought-
the entire city.
He brought more men with him?
Orcs.
Orcs.
Unbeknownst to these lands before his arrival.
Yeah. Old Melu's moved fast to replace me, I guess. Let me be perfectly clear then. This Melu's, I want him dead. My friends here are going to help me make that happen.
And you are of the cause.
I guess so.
But I'm afraid even with him being removed, another will take his place.
Then it's time to start spreading those seeds of hope.
And it begins with you. Free the Breaker. Kill Melus. Free the city of its binds. Something that I could never do.
Spread the word. They're going to have to rise up and take their freedom back. Can't happen without them all.
And looks out towards the town and grips the door tightly with her claws.
It's a long trek for us there. We'll get there as quickly as I can, but since there are traps and pitfalls, do you know of the safest path there that's also maybe one of the fastest?
There is no safe way. You will be seen. You will be discovered. The entire city watches. We have no tunnels or means to dig within underneath the city. But I do have... Curses. I do have a means of transportation.
Anything would be helpful.
You must give me a day, but it would save you some time. I promise you that. I have to go acquire some things.
Where will
And now
we
with
end
the...
up?
Stay here. Keep hidden. If you show yourselves, the city will know. Too many people here will take an opportunity to turn you in. Let them know you are here.
Do you think they're looking for us?
No, but you are outsiders, dressed and clothed in armor and weapons. You are of no mercenary guild that is known to them. You will be a perfect bounty, and they will offer this person a sizable reward.
What if we did have a connection?
How do you mean?
What if, say, one of us at one time, not that long ago, was kind of a right-hand man for Meluz? You know if
Once
that would
upon
carry
a
any water?
time, it would carry water to your death, of course. This is true. If
From
your
you or-
plan is to go announce yourself to the city that you used to be the right-hand man of Merluz, you will surely be killed.
By who?
The city.
The city.
Merluz. There's a right-hand man. No one leaves his service.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I kind of look at Ren. One more day. I know it sucks, but it might get us there a lot faster.
Yeah. Yeah, no. We can be smart about it. Do you have anything of the breakers?
Carry nothing.
How come there's really only Dragonborn here?
This was
Why?
once a bustling city of opportunists, merchants, and vendors. A city of Dragonborn. Well, not quite a city, but a town of Dragonborn. The highest prestige in this desert. Those of us that are left have stayed here our entire lives.
And just curious, DM, I'm looking out, I guess, for any avenue one to bring out. Is there just a mixture of different colors of scales, or is there one majority over the minorities of others?
I say it would be a mixture, but like I said, they are all faded and very tattered.
All right. We'll let you acquire our ride.
Would you need? Well, never mind. No.
This is a reminder of patience. Stay here. If you show yourselves, it could mean your doom.
Will.
You do not have to crawl back into the hole, but you can stay in the stable until one uses it. Any other questions for me?
When was the last time any mercenary swords slavers was here? That you can remember.
I would say a few days ago.
And how often do they usually visit?
Not very often now. They have discouraged and broke us. The people here. They imposed strict curfews and limitations on the movement of us. They say we are constantly under surveillance, though I never see any watching eyes. But there are many informants that report any signs of dissent or attempts at escape. Our speech and expressions heavily curtailed with any form of criticism against the Lord are harshly punished. The last time they were here, she kind of stops for a moment. Our mighty Lord of Nimpeth loves to actively separate families and loved ones, using them as leverage to ensure compliance. Us Dragonborn are valuable assets to traders and slavers, as we tend to be stronger. Parents separated from their children, siblings from each other, spouses torn apart, all as means to weaken the bounds of unity, control the population. That is why we are broken. Our very culture has been suppressed. Our identity and pride ruined. Traditions, rituals, ceremonies, practices all banned or discouraged. Our very language and history are suppressed. He has created a sense of powerlessness and erased any hope. The last time they were here, they took 2 young children with them back to the city, newborns. Scales as bright as the sun. This is why we do what we do. Even the most minor disruption is a beacon of hope. So to answer your question fully, they don't need to come here very often because they've broken us so much that no one dares speak or leave.
Well, let's take it all back.
Let's hope.
You're sure that whatever you're going to get us is going to get us there faster? Not wasting a day standing around here?
Much faster.
All right.
Let's get
All
on
right.
with it.
See you in a day.
Gather your strength and your resilience. You're going to need it.
She exits the stables.
Well, there goes any hope we had a wield in my position.
Yeah, it seems more of a hindrance at this point.
And nobody leaves his service, apparently.
Honestly, if I hear nobody leaves his service and then someone comes out that left his service, shows he's weak. Weaker than the front he's putting up.
Maybe that helps with the cause. Doesn't help us with him.
That might be more of a reason that he might go after Calder then, because you are proof that someone left his service, and he can't leave that line around.
Right. But I'm just saying, inspire hope kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's not as all powerful as everyone thinks.
Good. We'll ask Shemted about it when she gets back.
All right, so a day. We have a day.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
run-down Dragonborn town.
If we have
Well,
time.
if I give you some descriptions, you've got some names. Maybe you try scrying on Meluz, Ava. See if we can get maybe an idea where they are, anything useful.
We definitely could. I could do it the max of 2 times. Because I only have the 1 slot, but then I could recover it and try again.
What if we say one of those attempts and maybe looking, because if the Chainbreakers who we think it is, we want to make sure they're actually very, very hesitantly look at Ren. They're still alive at this point.
Probably going for him whether he's alive or not.
Oh, I understand that, but just to make sure he is still right at this moment holding on.
Up to you, Ren.
I don't understand what difference it makes. We're gonna go look either way.
Okay.
Agreed.
It's-
I think we got limited resources right now to aim for tactical advantage, and we need every bit of that we can get. All right. Let's try that. You ready, Vilken?
Yeah, I just need a description, whatever you can offer. Also, later today, if I get a chance, there's 2 spells that I've been working on. I would hopefully like to finish.
Absolutely. You're gonna
I
have
do.
plenty of time.
Okay.
I will do my best to describe both Ava and Meluz. That's a weird one to get used to. To Velkin.
Is there one that you'd rather her focus on?
I think try Meluz first. See if you can get through. If not, I don't know if it's worth trying again. He might just, in his position, he may have means of blocking that kind of thing.
Didn't she say that wasn't his full name or something like that? She said, "I don't speak that tongue." So I don't know if we want to go for him. Oh, a false name.
It's an identifier either way.
True.
So this
Oh.
Malus guy,
Should still match intent.
he wants me to try for this Malus guy though.
Try him. Whether he works out or not, Ava next.
Okay.
She's been seen before, so that one is at least possible. Him, I'm not sure.
Okay, she'll sit down and she pulls out the little crystal ball that she uses, sets it on the floor, and starts taking chalk out and doing the runes around it. Takes her about 10 minutes to get ready, and then she doesn't know of them. She hasn't met them. She doesn't know them well, right? None of those
Correct.
are applicable.
Right
And
now, you're
then-
sitting at second hand.
Okay, and then the likeness, how well is that able to be described?
Well enough.
Okay. And do you have a possession of theirs? No. Okay. So they only receive a negative 2.
do I count?
It would be a shame.
Can you use like a slave as a possession for that spell?
I was his tool for a long time, but I don't know if it works that way.
Not really. As you sit down and you cast the spell, you're shunted out of it. The spell used up.
But she doesn't get anywhere. It's
Nowhere.
almost like immediate.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, after a second, her eyes don't they don't white out like they have in the past when she's successful. She blinks a few times and goes, "No luck.
Worth a shot.
If you
Ava.
want me, okay, you're gonna have to give me a second, Turbo. I can."
Yes, describe your ex-girlfriend to your new girlfriend.
I don't know. I don't think I've been explicit with Velkin ever about Ava being I know I've talked about like a relationship with her before. I don't think I named her to Velkin. But you will notice the description is a little more detailed.
There's a birthmark on her thigh.
Not in that way, but like you'll notice that
She was
there.
so hot, bro.
No, not in that way, but you'll notice that there is like a little more attention paid to like more intimate detailing.
Well, give us a
of
description,
her
Calder.
facial features and that kind of thing.
Give me a description, Calder.
I've done a halfway description for egg in the past. I don't for brevity's sake. Let's
You're a coward. Okay.
She,
Do you recover the spell slot, or is that something that you already had? I know you were
no,
specific.
she has to take a short rest, get the spell slot back to then consume it again.
Okay.
So I'll get rid of my arcane recovery and I'll get rid of the spell slot. She doesn't have those today.
Oh, for you, Calder. How sweet.
well, for us.
This guy.
Um.
I'm not checking in just to check in, man.
So wait, we haven't met them, have we? No. Okay.
It's similar roll.
Okay. All right. Do I?
I do. It's a wisdom save.
Okay.
Has to beat your spell save. That is going to be a 19. I'm sorry, an 18.
Am I able to chrome shift something I can't see? If it's a spell save from my own spell?
I doubt it.
I
What's
doubt
the
it.
ability say?
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
thank
probably
you.
says save.
Yeah.
Or C.
Yeah, you are a creature you can see within 30 feet of you.
It passes by 1.
With an 18?
I have a spell save of 17.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, the eyes don't take again. Although it's more of like there's like a bit of flickering, like it's almost there, but then her eyes return to just their red.
Yeah, it was a different experience for that one than it was the first one.
Well,
The first one, you were immediately shunted out.
it
He's-
did this work.
He's blocking. She just 60. Okay. I mean, the only other stab I can think of is trying to message her again, but I don't.
I was thinking of that. Just more of, I wouldn't know what to say that would give things away, because it's my. If you don't mind, my thoughts is either that A, she's still with him, and anything would be bad, or B, she's not, and something bad happened to her. But the chances are still, who knows?
I don't expect. I mean, unless me leaving caused her to reflect more and change her mind about things by itself, most likely she is still in his service. When I brought up my misgivings, she saw it as weakness. More or less told me to get my shit together. I left after that. If there's any shot of getting her to, I don't know, give that up, see the evil that they're doing, it's going to be in person. I'm not going to change her over 25 words in a message. And even that's probably a long shot.
Do you think there's anything that could be said to start that, like with having to grow like a plant, like you got to first start with a seed, and then from there, it starts to sprout and grow and get bigger.
What if I messaged her and said something like, "Hello, I'm Virkin. I'm Calder's new girlfriend. I want to fight you. You pussy, I'm going to win." Do you think that would be convincing enough?
Meet me out back. We're gonna settle this.
I am for this plan. I like this plan.
I like it too.
I don't know about antagonizing someone who may be able to get us killed.
Honestly,
yet.
that's my words, so pretty good.
And I certainly don't think that would help with the turning her cause.
Yeah, I'm with Calder. I think this is a conversation that they have to try to have in person if she's alive and willing to see you in person, not stab you right off the bat.
Oh,
I have no doubt she's
if
alive.
anything, well, but if anything, from last time that I tried, she is, or else nothing
And,
would happen.
and
So it's
she
just-
is alive. My spell was successfully negated. It wasn't dismissed. It wasn't.
Okay, so it's more concern of being stabbed right off the bat.
Yeah, let the conversation go through me. I'll completely avoid that.
I don't know if I would be able to convey your attitude. Is that a word? Don't think that's the right word. But in any case, you know what I mean.
I don't know what we could say, what I can say to her now through a message that wouldn't potentially light more of a fire under us, in a bad way.
Plus, like with Redrick's friend, you had to convince her it was even from him, and that took a couple tries.
I don't know if we want that kind of extra attention at the moment. We're going to get it pretty soon anyway, when we get into the city.
Well, all we really can do is just prep for tomorrow as best we can.
Yes.
Oh. How are you feeling, Dora? Are you okay now? You're good? You need
Yeah.
a little extra something, or you're good?
No, I think I'm good. I think that the colors come back.
Gordon had a glow up.
Hair is still short, which is sad, but that was my own fault. But yeah, I physically I'm good. Yeah, that's kind of a plus that I have right now.
Okay, good.
All right. Well, we got some fucking time to kill. Calder will stand up. Egg. Pull his sword. Sword out. Get up.
Oh, okay, sure, cool. We're doing this. All right.
Flats only. Both you and I need the practice.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while they're doing that, because Isaiah left, but he left Ook, and I'm assuming he left all the shit that was on Ook, all of these scraps and stuff like that. I'm gonna kind of walk over to Ook, like, "Hey, buddy, can you help me with something? I kind of need this, the fire inside of you. Can I use that?"
He just stares at you blankly. He's sitting. Seems to
Okay,
be
so
intently listening to your guys' conversation.
I kind of reach out to where his chest plate is and kind of just,
He grabs your arm,
"May I?"
grips tighter. Puts
Okay.
your hands away. Throws your hand away.
Ren, you talk to him.
Yep.
What?
I want to try to make some more bullets, and it's the only fire source.
Oh, okay. Do you know how to use it?
Well, I know how to use the tools. I'm not the best, but I need fire, and Isaiah's used it in the past in a pinch. But he specifically left him for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Rain's just like, cast us with blue flame. What do I think about this? Okay. All right. Hey, Ook. Would you be able to assist Castus in making his bullets and use your fire as he needs and help him safely to accomplish what he's trying to accomplish?
Persuasion check.
Okay.
Fill it up in your pocket.
Please?
Please?
You hear off to the side, clang, Dornan, clang, clang.
Ooh, that's an 18 on the die. What is my modifier? I can't wait to have two screens again. It's a persuasion plus 7. What did I say? So 25.
Woo!
Without the warmth.
He sits straight. And he cocks his head towards you, Ren. Stares at you for a long while. Before he opens his chest and sits up straight, almost like he was prepared.
Thanks, Ren. I'm still holding my hand. Thank you.
So
Thanks,
two
Luke.
things. Sorry, real quick. Two things.
Slaps in the face with a little sword. Jordan.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hold on a second. Just
Never
wait.
take your eyes off the enemy.
No, okay. No,
Hold on, Spock.
just two things. So one, I probably okay. If you're thinking about having to make things, if we're really not trying to be found, I don't know how well sound is in here, but maybe you'd want to do that downstairs if that's loud. And then if we're gonna spar, looking at him with now a big old red mark on the side of my face, if we're gonna be going to metal, we probably should mute it.
What?
We probably should mute it.
Oh.
So, and I'll like reach in like my pack and I'll take out like a shirt of mine and just kind of like wrap it around and sort of like tie it.
Yeah. All right.
Because, you know,
Wrap cloth around the blades.
yeah,
Well,
it's loud. I don't know, but if apparently eyes, ears, mouths, whatever the heck that's around here,
Fair.
So
You mind
should-
working in the basement down there, Dornan?
Yeah, it's if Ren can help guide him with me.
just be careful of the hay because it's soft but it's really dry. So
Okay, Luke. Will you go with Dornan and be nice? But if you need me, come get me. To Ook, not to Dornan.
He closes his chest and stands up, kind of staring at you, Dornan.
Okay, let's go. Very very cautiously with that
monkey around.
look at. And so basically throughout the day, I'm just gonna try to make bullets as I can during our break.
All right. Go ahead and make me a tinkering check, and I'll get it after your break here in a moment when we take it.
Okay, that's intelligence, right?
Yes.
So good with that. Okay, I'll roll and then I'll tell you later.
Is he proficient? Are you proficient?
I am proficient, so I do get a bonus,
Aha.
but I have low intelligence.
Great.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
Before we go to break, we're going to go to break here in a brief moment. Ren, as you watch Ook and Dornan descend the stairs, and you go to turn to your party, you hear a voice inside your head that you have not heard in a very long time.
Okay.
And it says 3 words. Finally. Thank you. And that is where we're going to go to break.
I don't like that.
Well, that's great.
Everybody, see you after break. And we're back.
Woo!
hey,
Welcome back, everyone.
I'm being held against my will. Help me.
you chose
It's
this.
true.
You
He's
love
being
us.
held against his will.
I rolled a 17, by the way.
Evan's
Okay.
in my basement.
Evan is my basement.
I am the
I
basement.
forced him to DM for me.
Why the fuck are you letting him out
I
next
will
week?
rise like Bruce Wayne out of the darkness. 20 rounds, my friend.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Good shit.
20. Cool.
Divinity.
So the last we left off was Ren hearing a deep and brooding voice in her head, one that she had not heard in some time, thanking her.
Okay. So as soon as I hear that, I just kind of muttered shit under my breath, and I stand up and I try to like peek outside. And like see if I see anything, and then I'll just like answer back in my head. So, is this like your place?
No answer.
Fuck. All right. Do I see anything? Just like looking
Perception
out. Do I see
check.
anything suspicious? There's a hot 3 for a total of 9. No, sorry, total of 12.
Nothing that you hadn't already seen or been shown. Nothing new.
Okay.
The residents of this place barely walk the streets. They try to avoid trying to avoid the sun as much as possible.
Swinging back around towards the group. We might not have a day. The creepy voice in my head that's like super obsessed with you is like, oh, thanks. So, guessing they're
good.
like nearby. So we need to like be mindful of that.
Yep.
Let me just put it out
That could
there.
be a problem.
Let's give him red.
Whack!
Don't
Don't drop your guard.
you,
That's what
Egg.
you told me.
I'm just kidding. That's bad news, though, right?
Yeah, no, it's like pretty
A
creepy.
little bit. I mean,
It's
I
like
thought-
finally, so
Okay, so maybe it wasn't the Corsair.
okay, so like, are you talking about like between me and Red, like the voices that we're hearing? Because yeah, like I definitely think they're different
Yeah, I thought-
voices now.
I thought our
I th-
suspicion for yours was it was the Corsair, but that
Yeah.
sounds like if he's here, probably not.
Well, like I don't think it's necessarily that he's like here, but like we're heading towards Nimpeth, and I'm pretty sure that he's like near Nimpeth.
I
on, like,
look
some
Well, that's-
island.
outside for a dragon.
Jesus.
Is there a dragon?
That's what I mean, though. He has like his own island, right? Why wouldn't he try to bring us
15.
there? Why would he
See a
bring us?
hawk.
Right, am I sure it's not a dragon really far away?
No.
Shit.
Kill the
He's
fucking
here.
hawk, dude.
Unless he's, I mean, he could be specifically hanging around Nimpeth waiting for us, Red.
I assume he's probably got like people there to like yank people back to his island.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Yarg.
And
Hell yeah.
if the breaker is Logan, then that would like track with the Corsair making claims that he could like help me with that.
I just put together that the breaker might be Logan.
Are you fucking kidding?
Wow.
Wow. Why do you think
That-
Red's been
that
like
even-
shooting herself?
Not even like that's what I was trying to figure out.
She was like literally shaking in the conversation.
Roderick and Gordon have come together as one.
Yeah, I was
now.
gonna say Redrick is
The merge has finally happened.
Fuck.
Oh,
Red's just like,
shit,
oh,
you think
God.
you think the breaker changes Logan? Could it be?
Such a gym bro.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
You know, maybe we should just like hand you over.
Honestly, after that one, yeah, I'm on board with it.
Okay, good. It's gonna be a lot easier than I thought.
All right. Well, I mean, nothing changes, I guess, right? I mean, it's not like we can do anything different. We were going to be fucking as careful as we could anyway. We already knew we were going to be facing opposition. That's one more. Plan is still the plan. We're here to do what we're here to do. It's the right thing to do, I think.
I mean, do we want to like? Do you think they know where we are right now? Should we like leave town or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of like get the feeling that he knows where I am like at all times, because whenever we like got to the city, he was like, "Oh, look at the city, look at the chaos." Like he always knows what's fucking happening. So, yeah, I think he knows where we are.
if he knows where we are here, he's gonna know where we are everywhere for sure, right?
True.
We went through all kinds of secret tunnels and shit like that. So, you know.
Sewers.
Well,
All right. I mean,
Look.
we don't have much to do, right? We're still just waiting. Just everyone be ready for a dragon to show up, I guess, at any moment. Like,
That sounds great.
yeah.
Let me go make sure I know how to open the keg. Go downstairs, make sure I know how to get into the tunnel.
he would, if we went in there, he'd probably just drop the tunnel on us, right?
Hey,
It sounded
maybe-
rickety as fuck when we were walking through it.
Well, still.
I don't want to get buried. I want to go down fighting at least.
I might prefer to be buried.
True.
I did quick.
Galder will remember that.
You go and you figure out how the keg works. Not that hard to figure out. Simple locking
Cool.
mechanism. This is pretty much a false handle.
After Isaiah's door, it's fucking a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
So after Velkin did the spells, the two scryings, she would have excused herself and kind of went somewhere quiet to sit. How far can she get through this copying of spells?
What spells are you trying to copy?
The two
There's
she's-
I'm
I
sorry,
know
there's
there's a table.
mechanics, like as far as how much time you have,
Right,
or how
but
much time
she's-
it takes.
She's also been doing it when she wasn't here.
Yeah, so she was working on the 4th level greater invisibility
Mm-hmm.
over time. There was kind of like at night before bed, anytime she could get her hands on like some free time to work on it. And then the other one that she'd love to learn if possible is the 3rd level fly. And they're from the Drow spell book that she got forever ago. That she's slowly been working through the spells with.
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Yippee! I'm going to chronal shift it
Okay.
because I got a 2. That one was better. That's a 15. And I have a +9.
Okay. You also okay. So wait, what did you say? 15 plus 9. Okay. Depending on how long you want to spend on it, if you wanted to do about 6 hours, you could probably learn the fly spell tonight. That's what you wanted to do.
What about greater invisibility, the one she's been working
That
on?
would take much longer. Give or take a couple of hours, days, weeks, years.
Would you like the actual mechanic?
Is it not 2 hours and 50 gold per level?
Yes.
Technically, it's 6 hours per level 3 spell.
Correct. Yeah. You just sounded like iffy on the next one. I was like, you can get specific. But...
So it would technically be 8 hours to do greater invisibility. But is any of that cut off because she's been working on it?
No, I would say it was lower level spells probably what you would be able to finish. You'll be able to finish fly tonight.
Okay. Okay, she'll go for fly, and then if she can make any progress on greater invisibility, she will. But I'll put fly in her sheet.
So you have 2 hours progress towards the other one.
Bang. I'm gonna mark that down because I'll forget about it.
Anybody else want to do anything today or at night? In particular?
Cry. No, Calder's gonna train hard all day with the sword. With Egg for as long as he's willing. When Egg's tired, he'll grab Red and see if he's willing to spar for a while. When Red wants to stop, he'll go by himself. Just going through forums.
while you and Egg are sparring, British is like, well, that's good and all, but what if you were sparring? You gotta be ready to spar in any situation, like a lightning storm. Lightning just starts shooting around.
The sound,
Dodging
the
around.
sound. Okay.
Or maybe in a volcano.
Yeah,
Now it's
he's-
fire. Now it's fire.
He's
It's fire.
gonna drive himself relentlessly all day.
Okay. You train all day till your muscles are weak and tired as night consumes the desert once again.
Mm.
Even as it gets dark colder, you continue to train. Watches.
Could I do something right before
I'll
watches?
take first.
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
also taking first.
Ooh.
You were too slow.
Nope, three
Last
person
watch.
first watch. It's happening.
Oh
What would you
God.
like to do, Kate? Falcon.
Once she finished her spell and she kind of went back to where the group is like resting for the night, and she notices that Calder's not quite back yet. She's gonna go looking for him. Kind of gets his attention.
Just up in the stable going through
Hitting
form.
a hay
I
bale
assume
with a
everybody's
sword.
bailed on me at this point, so I'm going through forms. Yeah.
Have you been doing this all day?
Time is it?
It's like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, goodness gracious.
He's
Okay.
just like drenched in sweat.
Vulcan will head over towards them, and as she's heading over to him, she'll reach into her bag and pull out her water skin and hand it to him.
Thank you. Pour some on his head.
Why are you pushing yourself?
Because I don't want to be fucking useless.
Is this because you're failing to perform right now? As is it Red would say?
I mean, if you want me to perform, I can. I can
No,
take a break.
You're too sweaty right now.
See, this conversation, that's what I'll skip right over. I'll let Egg talk about spices all night.
Look,
Okay.
I have been depending on goddess granted abilities for pretty much as long as I've been fighting. It's been a long time. And that has put me in a position to be pretty fucking weak right now when those abilities are taken from me, so trying to purge that weakness.
I don't see it that way. Yes, you're weaker than you were. Don't consider you to be weak. She points to the bag that's probably just been like at the side, like the haversack and stuff like that, while he's been training, and she says, "The group still thought you were the best one to hold on to that, despite where you're at right now with your situation."
It's because I'm a thick boy in armor.
Yeah, well, Redrick can take a hit.
Redrick can also be
Egg.
mind controlled.
True. Red.
I heard that.
Fuck you, you're a slate.
Egg can.
Not
also
even watches
take
yet. 4 watches.
Not as many hits. But what I'm trying to say is there are other people who are capable of carrying it. Even with half of your ability that you were, or less, you're still a intricate part of this party. They still look at you like you're the leader. You know that, right? Maybe not
Oh,
me, but them.
I don't know if I buy that.
Who is the one that leads conversations?
Egg.
No. Egg makes his own conversations, usually to himself.
That's not completely true.
Everybody can hear us, apparently.
We're right over here. I don't know what you thought would happen.
He's in the loft, okay?
I'll leave. Let's go, Egg.
Where are we going?
You guys are fucking
He's done
trolls.
training for the day.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't think you should put yourself as hard as you are. I don't think it's a bad idea, because what's happening right now, we don't know when it'll end, or... And she kind of hesitates for, like, a moment and says, or if things will ever return to the way they were. And I'm proud of you for doing your best to accommodate everything. But don't break yourself. Because the group just lost Isaiah. If they were to lose you too, I don't know if we'd be able to stay together.
I hear you. I do. I just need to be better
Well,
for all of us, for the fucking world, apparently.
yeah, it's a
And for
little
me.
more weight.
The more ready I am, the less likely I am to die. And what we're here to try to do, the position that I'm in while we're trying to do it, me dying's maybe more of a distinct possibility than we'd like to admit.
Oh, not on my watch. No. But take it easy. I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying don't exhaust yourself. If shit hits the fan tomorrow, like it has on multiple occasions, you're going to want to be rested. You're not going to want to be sore. Right? Come here. And she'll pull him into a hug. And then as she's like able to close, so she's gonna whisper to him so that like only he can hear. She says, I know you don't like to depend on many people, as a lot of people have let you down in the past. And it's scary. But you're not going to lose me. And I might be small, but I am not weak. And I can hold on for the both of us when you need it.
Understood. I am.
Egg made dinner, so let's go eat.
Yeah. Well, since I gotta carry this group on my back, we'll start with one. I'll pick her up, throw her over my shoulder, and take her down to get some food.
She makes a note that she wants to take watch together because she needs to talk to him more.
Okay.
And I want to take watch with Ren. So whatever watch she's going to be on, Dornan's going to be on that watch.
Last watch.
I've got to watch. I'll be one with
Retrocade and Red, number one. Or yeah, Red and Eggball, number one. Sorry.
Cool.
Sure.
Bam, bam. Chaos Crew. Unite.
All I can think back to them was like.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Never mind.
platform.
I shouldn't have volunteered. I guess Ren and or Velkin and Boulder. Did you want to do a watch too?
I had said first watch earlier.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Vulcan will
Right over my head.
first.
I also
Alright,
said first
nerds.
watch. I'm not giving up the first watch. I'm there.
Red
Oh,
sleeps.
fuck you guys.
I guess
Eggball
we're
is
expecting-
exhausted from all the training that he's done.
Sorry, bud.
Big Goliath teddy bear sleepy.
Are we taking six?
Darn.
All right, the three of you that are taking first watch, give me a perception check.
Oh god. Okay. I didn't roll
Ooh,
good.
18.
Ooh,
Glad you rolled good.
Well, I also rolled pretty good. 25.
7!
Nice.
7.
24.
Seven.
Sorry.
Okay. So the 3 of you sitting around
3 of us.
in the dark, stable, as the rest of your party sleeps around.
On the bright side, Belkin and I both have dark vision. Redrick's just like in the dark.
I can't see.
It's like, so, Breaker and Chains might be Logan, huh? Pretty crazy stuff.
I'm real proud of you for putting that together. Fucking genius.
I'll be honest, I didn't think you were ever going to get there. So I'm very proud of you as well for, connecting the dots.
Listen, I always connect the dots when it counts.
All I can think about is that
When it counts.
I've connected the dots, and then the person beside me being like, "You haven't connected shit." All I can think about.
Real Sherlock Holmes over there.
Don't know what we'd do without you, Ed.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a walk. You all have fun down there.
Walks to the corner of the room.
No, I'm actually gonna go out. I'm not gonna go out on the town, but
Don't get seen.
Out of the stable.
It's nighttime, right?
If
Yeah.
you bring the fucking town down on us,
Says the man being stalked by a dragon.
Jesus.
Roll me a stealth check with
I'm gonna
advantage.
take a
Roger.
walk around town.
Oh, buddy.
It's nighttime. It's fine.
Oh.
I look like a dragonborn if I kind of like.
Cue 20 sessions of trying to get
As
Red
soon as
Soul
he,
back.
as soon as he walks outside, Calder looks at Valken. You gonna fool around?
Shut the It's fucking
I'll send
Actually,
the Orns after him. That way he's not alone.
Good call. Good
Yeah.
call.
25. Stealth.
Levi. You peruse around this almost deserted town of sand. Desolation and destruction. There's a weight on this place. Just feel it.
I'll just kind of grab some type of debris and just toss it up as I go. Just kind of see what there is to see in the town and see if there's anything out here. Keep an eye out for dragons,
Okay. The rest of you fool around for the rest of your watch.
For a bit.
Yeah.
That's a whole
You
lot.
know what? You know what? You know what?
This is some
Actually-
fucking tantric shit. What's going on?
Velkin will bring up this conversation after. She doesn't want to ruin the mood beforehand, so she's got to bring up the serious conversation afterwards.
Priorities.
Yeah,
Buckling the armor back on.
she's thinking a couple steps ahead. She goes, I've been meaning to talk to you about something, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned it. Yes, you. No, fucking Redrick. I don't even know where he is.
Where the fuck is he, by the way? He's been
I'm
gone.
going for an hour.
I don't know.
He's dead.
He's probably fine. It's Redrick. He's probably just eating a
Probably,
human
bro.
somewhere in the darkness. I don't know. He does weird things, but
Yeah.
I have to tell you something. I might have told you it. I can't quite remember. It's been a busy few days. Did you know that I scryed on Yvonne? Did I tell you that?
No.
Hey, well, a couple of the others noticed because I had the vent session the other night. But
You fucking woke everyone up.
yeah, that's why I went and you should have heard it. That it went over 2 watches. She's with a board.
Oh.
Working appears to be alongside him. Which is nerve-wracking, considering a board is the one that rescued me when I escaped the Underdark.
So you thinking she gave you to him in the first place, or that's a turn because of the situation. Like maybe he approached her after dealing with us.
I'm not sure. The whole reason that I am with you all is because of Abod. He was the one that gave me the task to escort you.
Right.
So I know we've got a lot of people after us, and Abod's already
So many.
working with a lot of people. I just wanted to give you a heads up that my wife is on that as well.
You want me to kill her?
Honestly, sure. I don't care.
Okay.
But,
Well, when we see her, I'll try.
okay. It's just,
Is it like is it on site? Like
yeah,
or
with
do you
the-
want some
with
words?
With the javelin. Trust me, she's a wizard. She'll go down in one hit too.
Nice.
No.
On it.
But yeah, I just want you to know, okay? And if I figure out anything else, I will let you know. But
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't
Hey.
excited to see those two together.
All the listen, I'm not the most fucking in touch with my emotions guy and shit, but all that stuff you said earlier, same goes for you, okay? You wanna look.
It's hard to believe you have the higher charisma of the two of us.
In this moment.
Calder's just like,
you, buddy.
It's all in the face. It's all the moneymaker. No. No, really. If I know you've been through a lot too, and you're running from hell as much as any of us. If you want to talk, or if you need help with something, or you want to get something done, if you want me to kill Yvonne, I'm here.
You're gonna regret that offer to talk, because I can talk a lot. But I appreciate
I know how to shut you up for a bit.
Okay, I'm going to see where Red is now. Okay.
Sure.
At this point, he comes stumbling through the.
Oh,
No, he's just like he's
You're
just
just
like on a
wondering,
roof
right?
somewhere. He's just like chilling outside.
Buddy. He's
Waiting for
absolutely gonna
light-
take him.
Just
Waiting
like,
for
fucking
lightning
asking
to
for it.
strike.
How much shit did he give me for sitting immediately outside the dome the other day?
It's true.
He's just strolling the town we were told not to go into.
Yep.
Mhm.
I was out of the dome for like 5 minutes and something had happened to me. So
Redrick, how long do you stay on the roof?
Probably until the watch is over, I think.
Okay.
Just kind of like sitting there,
Okay.
like staring into the distance, thinking.
Yeah.
When he comes back.
I'll knock first.
Yeah, you're just great
Calder's
timing.
the one that
Come
makes that
on in,
noise.
bud.
as soon as you open the door, decent.
You guys are a bunch of gains tonight.
I'm just fucking around. We're fine.
Damn, disappointing. What's up? How's your watch been?
Sorry, no hard castles asked for you tonight, bud.
Shucks.
shit.
Gotta work for that.
It's been a great night. Welcome back.
Good to hear it. This town sucks.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
How was the roof?
How did you know? You scrying on me?
Oh, I can see through everybody's eyes, including yours.
I closed my eyes.
Oh god, I'll be honest with you. Oh my god, just give me a
No,
second.
I'm kidding, I'm
Let's
kidding.
focus. I see darkness.
He's a clown.
You
I
fucking
mean-
dunce. Go to bed.
Oh, just the way he says is the best.
I'll stay up with Egg. You guys get some rest, and then I'll pass it over to Ren and Castus.
Alright.
Egg, wake up. I want to talk more.
Did you work her?
God.
Did you work her up again?
Yep.
No, not Tim.
God
That's the other
damn
one
it.
this
I spent a lot of effort trying to tire her out for you, man. Just
Is that why it actually smells like a stable in here?
all
Oh
right.
God.
I'm out. I'm going to bed.
Hey, you
Too
opened that
much.
can of worms.
You fully deserve what's coming now. Just so you know.
Yep. Fuck you. Vel can talk his ear off. Calling us to bed.
Remember who gave you space during your watch.
Velkin is just going to talk to Egg about the most random shit for like about 20 minutes, and then she's gonna go, "Oh, the novel! Let me read you the novel. We'll get like into a couple chapters tonight." Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This one is about a tiefling and an elf. Let's go. I think that's always good ones. Ready? It's
Hey,
about
well,
600 pages, so it's gonna take us a little bit to get through, but I'm a quick reader.
Eggwolf's just kind of like rubbing his forehead a little bit, just slightly annoyed.
Reads the entire time, doesn't skip a fucking detail. And she reads it with the straightest face, too. Like, it's unfazed by anything.
Eggwol was like half paying attention, like, and sort of like phases in and out. But he's sort of staring out, sort of like the weird like porthole window that's in the door. He'll either just kind of like he'll sort of be like sitting like the ground in like a way to like he could like stare up over at like the sky and just sort of like watch the stars. And then every so often, I'll get up and sort of like actually like look around outside just to see if anyone's out there or what's going
Perception
on.
check.
Just go back to where I was. I'm gonna move my bag of chips as it gets in the way.
Any skulkers skulking?
I'm not using that die because that was a nat one. So let's try this die tonight. Let's see.
I only got
Oh.
a 9, and I'll blame it on reading.
That's a 20 for me.
Blame it always blame it on reading. So the night still remains quiet. It's like I said, not many people live here. They all live in fear. Out past curfew could mean death.
I guess after a couple times having like look out the window, you're just in like the middle of just like reading something. It's kind of sad here. I mean, that seems obvious, but
The book hasn't reached its sad part yet. We're only about 30
I'm not-
pages.
I'm not talking about the book
Oh, you mean like,
or where we're at. Like,
I mean, yeah, we're sleeping
the
in a
present.
barn.
Not in the book.
Are you talking about the slavery stuff?
The whole place where we're at, this situation. Yes.
Yeah.
Forget about the book for now.
I did forget about the book. I asked if it was all of this, and I asked
Okay.
specifically, do you mean like the slavery, like the mood, the troubles that the people here are going through? Do you mean that?
One thing. If the slaves are the ones that does everything, like builds and farms, and if they upkeep with the whole city, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more slaves than there are, slavers.
Not wrong. Are you
Just-
asking like why the condition here is not the best, despite it being built by the people that live here? Is that what you're
Well,
asking?
no, it's more of just that I understand sort of like the whole, something or other of what the slavers are doing and stuff, but it's Like, the many against a few. Like, if the slaves are the ones that end up having to do everything, they
I
could
don't
literally
think
have their own. They could literally have their own place if enough of them were able to get together and get out. Like, they could literally just go wherever they wanted and build whatever they wanted and do whatever they wanted to do because they do everything. They know how to do everything.
I can tell you it's actually, well, I'd say it's quite simple, but there are many factors. Because each person, each slave has their own reasons, but I can boil it down to a big one that I'm sure many experience if you want me to.
It's okay.
It's fear, Egg. They're scared. For the young ones that were here, they were born into this. They know no different. My people. Wow. They take people from above ground, bring them down. Inherently, many of my race aren't viewed incredibly positively. And I was fortunate enough not to be amongst the lower ranks in the Underdark. But I did do a job that I did not like. And I did it for so long because of fear. But I also did not know any different. Here, although not great, they have shelter, they have limited food, and they have someone to follow. It's a lot less scary staying here, where they're not treated well, than trying to go out and do things on their own. They have a chance of dying here. They have, if not a higher chance of dying if they leave. And there are some that have the will, have the strength to fight, to rebel. But not the average person. You, she gives them a little poke in the chest, are strong. You have an incredible willpower. You are unique. You are different. You are the one that fights. That is why you are a role model. And that is why we are going to do whatever we can to help these people. Right?
That sounds weird. I'm a role model. It's weird.
You have
Thank
the
you.
biggest heart in this group, Egg. Now, we were on page 35, and she goes back into reading.
You go back into reading, but it's obvious that at this point Egg's not really paying attention. It's just deep in thought with himself. Doesn't even really look outside of the window anymore or check. Just kind of within his own thoughts.
Okay. That watch eventually fades, and Eggval, your thoughts give way to sleep. In the final watch, Dornan and Ren?
Yes.
Roll me perception checks, please. This one
Oh,
might be
not
more
at
important than the
disadvantage.
others.
Ah, hey, that's not bad. That's a 19.
Ooh.
16.
Okay, I will take both of those into account as I roll my die.
Not the die.
So, Dornan will, once the watch kind of just wakes up and sees Randy, kind of walks over and sits next to her and like, hey, I I never actually officially thanked you. We've kind of been past 24 hours has been kind of a lot.
Yeah.
No real sit down and
No.
chat time. So, thank you for not giving up. I know that Echo wasn't great to be around. I know you and he kind of had some unpleasant conversations.
Might have been unpleasant for him. I knew it wasn't you. Or not the same as you, anyway.
Yeah. He is just, in truth, he was worried about me. That's kind of what his function's been.
Your survival instinct.
Yeah. He told you that there were two outcomes he was worried about. Me forgetting everything, which honestly I think that was he was hoping for, or me just shutting down. Well, there was a third he didn't quite anticipate, and then I get to remember everything. And it's not great, but at least I'm me again.
Yeah. And, you didn't do as much harm as you could have, as you would be capable of without your morals. You didn't kill anyone.
He just kind of stares off. Like, no. Yeah.
And
Abad's alive, so.
he is. And Velkin and I walked past that apartment building, and it was fine. There was just like some scorch around the front, but it looks like they got the fire out really quickly. So
Yeah, that's great. So still rocking zero. Anyway, how are you doing with the fight with the slavers? And then your brother
let's
is.
circle back around. I feel like, how are you
Yeah.
really? Because you're like, oh yeah, I didn't kill anybody. That's fine. But you're not you're kind of gloomy, bud. You don't really seem like yourself. How are you really doing?
I'm tired, honestly.
Yeah.
Just some. There's this with everything, Isaiah leaving and things just kind of coming back to me. There's a lot to process and struggling. Struggling real hard. Granted, it's been a day. And last night I didn't wake up. And no bad dreams, so that was a plus from the night before. Yeah. There's a lot going on inside my head. Not sure I'm really ready to share all of that yet, if ever.
Sure. I know. I know it was really hard for you with Cade. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's fun losing so many people in such a short amount of time. It's weird. It's weird, that you guys got to see the worst of Cade. I got to see the best of him. I know that he was other people at the time. He was wearing a face of another person. But you can't spend that much time around somebody, years around somebody, and not let the real you slip through. Unless you're a total psychopath, and he's not that, because why else would he be trying to save the world?
Rin's biting her tongue.
Yeah, he more morally flexible is how I would define him, but he always had his best interests in me. And it's weird, but no, I loved him.
I know.
Broke my heart 3 times now.
Well, honestly, whether or not it was real on his end doesn't like super matter because it was real for you, and it was like 2 father figures in 2 days. Kind of shitty.
Well, it was the eldest form served a purpose, but I didn't love him like that. I loved him like when he was Castus.
I guess I got the impression that he was a dad to you, but
I
yeah,
spent
he
more
was-
time with Castus than I did him and than Aldous, and actually makes more. That's what adds more confusing things. Is that the more I know about everything about me, why did he dull my teeth? I'll say. That doesn't make any sense to you. I'm sorry. It's just it's.
No, I've wondered that too. I have.
I wasn't the best person when I met Aldous. I was a shit to an epic degree for the first 6 months, maybe close to a year when I met him. And yet he kind of brought me back. But if he knew what was happening, if he suspected what was happening, everything that's going on, why not use that and sharpen me into, well, not to say Calder was a bad person when he was with what's his face, but he was a tool, a very useful tool. Why not
Voldemort.
do that? Why not do that? Instead, he just. I don't know, and I'll never get an answer to that, I don't think.
Well, if I'm doing something that I don't normally do and assume the best of Gade, then maybe he was shaping you into a tool, but not the same kind that Calder needs, or that Calder was. You don't fill the same purpose. You're not a weapon. Maybe you're meant for something else.
Maybe. There's a lot of stuff. I kind of hoped I would forget. Kind of reset back to beginning.
Might be easier for you, but not necessarily better. Not in the long run, anyway.
At least I'd be able to sleep at night.
Well, what is it? What is it that keeps you up? You didn't kill anyone. The apartment's fine.
You know, one of those statements isn't true. And he kind of gets up and walks to the door and kind of goes outside and sits in the barn by himself for the rest of the night.
No, that's gonna. I'm following you.
He's not going to answer your question. He's going to sit there and just stare out in the darkness.
Oh, you think you can just drop something like that and be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna be all cool and mysterious now"? No, what the fuck was that? What do you mean that one of those statements wasn't true?
He's ignoring you.
Did you kill someone?
He's not answering that question. He's just sitting there in silence.
The rest of the watch, she's just gonna pester you. Full little sister mode.
Jesus.
Do you
Did
answer
kill someone?
any of her
Did you do
questions?
murder? Did you?
I do not answer any of those questions. He just kind of essentially will kind of recede into his own head and ignore her entirely. He doesn't even hear you.
Okay. Elder Vidar, as you sleep,
Oh, buddy.
you find yourself staring at a mystical mountaintop. And you find yourself transported to a realm beyond your imagination. The air here is thin and crisp, and it carries an ethereal scent of divine magic. Towering above the world below, this mountain pierces through a fluffy blanket of clouds, as if reaching out to touch the heavens themselves. The night sky stretches out before you, a vast expanse adorned with an awe-inspiring celestial tapestry. Countless stars twinkle with a brilliance that seems almost tangible, casting a soft glow upon the mountaintop. You see constellations spanning across the firmament like a luminescent river, carrying the dreams and secrets of the universe. You find yourself at the highest peak of this mountain. Excuse me. The very pinnacle. You behold a small landing, bathed in the shimmering light of the stars. And standing there is the embodiment of grace and power itself. You see a familiar blonde woman with flowing hair, her eyes filled deep with wisdom that transcends the mortal understanding. She is dressed in a cloak that shimmers in shades of blue and silver, a reflection of the night sky itself. As you approach her, you get a sense of tranquility that washes over you. And you realize that this is truly no ordinary woman. She is Tamara, the goddess of the stars, and her presence radiates an otherworldly aura in front of you. Tamara's symbol, the shooting star, glimmers upon her cloak, its brilliance mirroring the fiery trail left by a comet soaring through the cosmos. It represents her influence over the fates and the ever-changing nature of the universe. A symbol that is a reminder that destiny, like the stars themselves, can guide and shape the path of those who dare to seek it. And with a voice that resonates like a melody whispered by the celestial bodies, Tamara looks at you and says, Kodavada, I have been waiting for you.
How are you holding up? To my understanding, you had a lot of hell coming your way.
We are wavering.
Noticed our connection shaken.
It is worse than that, Caldervida. For what is happening in the heavens is insurmountable. I have brought you here. Kind of looks out towards the stars. Tell you the truth. And offer you what might possibly be my final goodbye. Red kind of bows. My family and I have been chosen to embark on a quest beyond even my reasoning. There is a war happening amongst the stars. And we are being sent as the first line of defense.
I'll come a little closer and get down on my knees just to kind of sit and listen. Can I help?
You are being called upon for a much larger responsibility. But we will get to that. I want to say this, my words here carry both a weight of responsibility and a promise of extraordinary adventure for myself and for yourself and the party you travel with. I wish I could take you with me again. Do you ever wonder why you are the way you are? Why you look the way you look?
Time.
Do you remember whenever you were an infant? Your childhood?
Childhood, yes. Infancy, no.
Some do. Some do not. But those that fall from the stars are odd creatures. I remember you as you are now. A man. An honorable being. It was shocking to us when you fell, but something pulled you from our grasp.
I'm sorry, when I fell?
You're kind. Who you are is... It's hard to explain to a mortal like yourself. But you hold a responsibility to the cosmos, called Vidar. To not only our universe, but our existence entirely. You are a champion of all the realms. But when a champion is succumbed to corruption and doubt, strength, they fall. Some fall and continue to fall throughout the cosmos, but some find a place. Never have we contacted one that has fallen before. Until you.
You're saying I've been living a second life?
You've
I
already
was-
lived a life. This is your second life, Calder Vidar. I wouldn't even call it that. I would say it is a second chance. One that is not granted to anyone. But as one that has been cast out, you can never again travel the stars like you did once before. But I am calling upon you and your party to stand as defenders of the realms that you call home. You may be our only hope, but we cannot keep a watchful eye on your realm for much longer. Our attention is drawn elsewhere.
What would you have me do?
I believe a mutual friend of ours has already gave you your assignment. I've not seen one of his kind in thousands of years. But when one of the Talazar make themselves known, usually falls with consequences. But she extends a benevolent hand to you.
I'll take it.
You feel something form inside your hand. This is a gift, forged from the essence of the stars themselves. Though you may never travel with them again, one can always be present. And as she unclasps your hand, you see a gleaming amulet of a shooting star. This is a token of my favor, and an embodiment of your noble calling. The amulet seems to be crafted from a rare crystalline material that you've never seen before, and has a mesmerizing luminosity to it. It exudes an ethereal glow that mirrors the night sky. This holds within it the power to channel the divine energies of the stars, bestowing you, the wearer, extraordinary abilities. I am leaving. We all are leaving, Calder. The gravity of the situation is way beyond your realm. Way beyond my realm.
Will you ever return?
If destiny lets it, then yes. You are a beacon of hope and a protector. Draw upon the power of the stars to defend the innocent and uphold justice in the face of darkness. For you will be challenged again and again, for that is your curse.
And I'll rise to face it.
I know you will. The wind gently stirs, and you feel your spirit, begin to get carried away. You hear the whispers of distant constellations as you find yourself standing on the precipice of destiny. The mountaintop above the clouds, the starry sky, and the presence of the divine dragon goddess Tamara merged to a scene that fills your heart with wonder and anticipation. A breathtaking tableau that signals the beginning or the end of an epic journey among the stars. And as you hover there, Tamara once again leaps off the edge and disappears. But this time, you see her reappear. As her form holds a concealed secret, and from beneath her enchanting guise lies the spirit of a dragon. As it soars through the stars, pure silver and blue, she embodies both serenity and untamed strength. You watch her fly off, before she becomes nothing but another bright light in the sky.
Clutching the amulet she gave me to my chest as I watch her go.
And that is where we're going to end our session tonight.
Fuck!
Ugh.
Man,
You have to wait a week?
Jeez.
2 weeks. You have to wait 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Ugh.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
The gods are leaving, guys. Holy fuck.
But all of them.
They're out.
They're out of here.
Peace.
Oh no.
They're like, fuck this, Jazz. We
you're
got more
shit.
important things to do.
Right. So
You're on your own.
So as we
Ugh.
just alluded to, as we said at the start of the episode, no episode next week. Next week is the 24th. So don't look out for no episode that week. We'll catch you guys the week after. Unfortunately. But other than that, make sure you guys check us out on socials, Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all have a great week. And until next time, keep it bopping, everybody. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.